Hello everybody and welcome back to Random Roster. It is episode number 117. That's right, it's the Master Chief installment. We are in week number 17 of the 2002-2003 NFL season. And we had a couple of good weeks where we had good matchups between playoff contending teams, duking it out, battling each other, and they just kind of evaporated here in week number 17. So I have a bunch of games that are highlighted. We're in kind of an interesting situation. I'm going to try and walk it through as cleanly as possible. The Eagles are playing the Giants. The Giants are currently tied for first place in the NFC East. The Chiefs are playing the Raiders. The Chiefs are currently tied for first place in the AFC West. The Lions and the Vikings are playing each other. The Lions have an outside shot to get into the playoffs, but if they lose, then they're done. If we scroll down here a little bit, we have the Cardinals playing the Broncos. The Broncos are tied for first place in the AFC West, and the Cardinals are tied for first place with the 49ers for the NFC West lead. However, because they have such a good record, they're guaranteed at least a 5 spot in the playoffs. So that makes that game a little bit tricky. The 49ers play the Rams. The Rams basically win and in. That's all they have to do. They just have to pick up a victory, and they are in the playoffs, no problem. The AFC East is kind of interesting, except for the fact that the Jets play the Packers, and the Packers are terrible, and the Jets should be good enough to win that game. I don't know that they're necessarily win and in, but if they were to win and, say, the Patriots lose, then it's, I don't know. It feels like it's a hard sell to watch this game because the Packers are like a god-awful team. And I say that as the person who is like controlling the Packers and loves the Green Bay Packers. So we're at a bit of a crossroads, a bit of a conundrum. I've spent probably like 10 minutes looking at this live on Twitch, just like looking at stats and standings and trying to figure out the schedule and figure all that out. So here is what I'm thinking. If Minnesota wins, that eliminates the need for us most likely to watch that Rams game. However, that NFC East gets kind of interesting because they could suddenly send 2 teams instead of just 1 team. And unfortunately with this game, you can't like select a bunch of games and then kind of simulate to iron things out. You have to play them like in order. So what I was kind of thinking was Chiefs Raiders. That's an AFC West divisional matchup. If the Chiefs were to win, then we could watch that Cardinals Broncos game. If like Minnesota wins, that cuts out the Rams and 49ers. I don't know about the Giants and Eagles. And I thought if I started the video, maybe it would become clear to me. But while I'm thinking about it for just another moment, you should scroll down and subscribe. Ring the bell. You'll be notified when I post new videos on YouTube. You can scroll down into the description below. Check out the Twitch streams. This is streaming Saturday nights after baseball live on twitch.tv/SeannosaurusRex. I post every Tuesday on youtube.com/SeannosaurusRex. It's specifically slotted in the Saturday section so we can run long, which is kind of the temptation that I have here, is to maybe do a 4th game if things kind of shake out in a way that is interesting at least. So maybe that's kind of what we do. So you should do that. You should subscribe. Ring the bell. Problem is that we have both these games are right at the top of the list. And I don't think any of these other games really help. Are the Giants a good team? Let's look at that real quick. The Giants, or the Eagles. The Eagles are pretty good. You know what? Let's do it. Eagles, Giants, game number 1. It's week number 17. I don't even have to, technically I don't have to finish this video today. Technically, I just have to like play for a little bit. I could finish this tomorrow. And then all of a sudden you have a 6-hour video on a Tuesday. I actually don't know how well this... I think taking a week off actually like really threw this series for a loop.
The question is today one of those days? We'll see what happens along with Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe, who are on location in New York.
Hello.
Oh, hold on.
We've got a late season game here at Giants Stadium.
Giants win, they can secure a playoff spot. If the Giants lose, they have potential to lose the NFC East, and they might just get knocked out of the playoffs in general. So I think this one's kind of 17.1. And you as the YouTube viewer, you get to know what's going on already because you know how long the video is.
His coach looked good. Rod Woodson comes in with a sixth sense for where the ball's going to be thrown, as you can tell from the numbers generated.
Defensively this season, he's averaged 5 tackles and the occasional pickoff.
Okay, Peter, now let's go to midfield for the coin toss.
You want tails.
Tails is called. Tails it is.
The Eagles will receive, and we're about to get underway.
Okay, so here we go. Philadelphia taking on New York Giants in the first of question mark number of games. See if the Giants can pick up a victory. If the Giants win, I think it makes that game late in the day a little more interesting. A Giants win and a Lions win makes that Rams game very interesting. However, a Giants loss and a Lions loss would eliminate the need to watch that game at all. Because the Rams would be able to make it into the playoffs with a 9-8 record.
Moss goes in motion.
So here we go. Philadelphia, not a frequent participant in the videos. Especially once we get past that week 10 mark. If you're new to the series, welcome in. Once we get past that week 10 mark, I really start cutting teams. Houston's a team that got cut. Green Bay, as much as I love them, they were a team that got cut. There were some really, really rough teams in this season. So kind of just avoided it and moved on. 2nd down and 6. And that is a loss of 2. Big play by New York to break through the line there. There's an offensive line. Oh, look at that. Is that a New York Giants offensive lineman playing for the Philadelphia Eagles? Who is he? Some kind of Saquon Barkley?
So far this season, he's averaged 48 yards on 4 catches a game.
And lastly, the man who calls the plays and the guys who back him up.
Tom Brady grabs a lion's share of the attention. Through the air this season, he's averaged 175 yards and around
do I need to
touchdown a game.
bot this volume up?
Back to the action.
Tom Brady for Philadelphia.
3rd and 8.
That's wild. Not only is Tom Brady playing for the Philadelphia Eagles, but the Philadelphia Eagles are going to miss the playoffs. So if you're a Tom Brady hater, congratulations. You don't have to watch him in the playoffs again this year. Javier Collins.
The defensive line.
Pat Williams is who I'll be checking out from this group. He energizes this squad in a big way.
That's
Wait, what?
Followed by the linebackers.
Randall Godfrey is the standout.
Did they say a name that was on the thing?
And lastly, the secondary.
Rod Woodson flies around the field.
We don't have much familiarity with the New York Giants either.
Let's get back to the game.
Do have a 4th down and 8. So the Philadelphia Eagles will be punting the ball away. First minute of...
Miller will punt it away after a 3-and-out.
That kick is away. The hang time counts up. It's going to be good field position for the New York Giants. We're going to get into Philadelphia territory all the way down to the 40-yard line. That is a terrific return and a good start for this New York Giants football team.
They've got some dream field position there. Great place to start a drive.
Also, if Washington loses, that would solidify a Rams playoff spot.
Tight end to the right.
Williams looking for some room. Picks up 2 up the middle. Oh, Ricky Williams in the backfield for the New York Giants. We'll have some extra long videos for the rest of the season. Episodes 18, 19, and 20 of Season 6 will all be 4 games. Wild card round, the divisional round, and then both championships, the Super Bowl, and the Pro Bowl in that 20th and final video.
Last but not least, we have these three gentlemen.
Jeff Garcia gives this trio its punch. Through the air this season, he's averaged 168 yards and around an interception a game.
Back to the field now.
Is that really Najee Davenport? I feel like Najee Davenport is a Green Bay Packer. The game does like do the photos wrong every once in a while. It's pretty funny.
Let's not get messy. Nothing, baby.
Second down and 8. Already in Philadelphia territory from the 38. Williams tries to break a run outside, but picks up 2. Trying to get out of the grip of the defender, but oh my goodness, Michael Strahan, the front of that Eagles defense.
He and his squad need to put a lot of pressure on the quarterback today.
Next up are the linebackers.
Ted Johnson pulls together all the loose ends and reads the quarterback's eyes like a book.
And last but not least, we have the secondary.
Aeneas Williams disrupts pass attempts all day long.
Now back to the game.
Third down and 6. Games like these really make me appreciate the schedule changes that they made with making sure that it's just divisional matchups
Formation.
at the end of the season. That final week is always thanks to, oh my goodness.
Fourth and long.
Wait, hold on. What? Was that a direct snap to the running back? A loss of 5? What?
Chester made sure they weren't going anywhere on third down, Dan. Watch
Yeah, that was... What happened there?
And a few yards shy of the line of scrimmage, not to mention
The video game, did the video game glitch on us? What? What? I have not seen that. We have done 16 weeks of games, and a direct snap to the running back. Brutal end to the drive for the New York Giants.
It's off.
Fair catch called for. Oh, they can't quite get it. It drops into the end zone for a touchback. So 2:16 to go here in the first half. Both teams with a 3 and out on their opening drive, and Brady comes back out to the 20 with the Philadelphia offense.
Ball on the 20.
You may have the ball now, but I'm getting right back.
Brady drops back.
Brady drops back. Short pass. Looks like maybe a wide receiver screen, but the blocking didn't get set up correctly. Looking for Moss out there, but nowhere to go with second down and 10.
Second and 10.
Tom Brady, 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Brady rolls out, steps up, fires, hit as he throws, and misses everybody.
Man, that's a great job.
That was a very weird play to see run for Tom Brady. I think the Philadelphia Eagles playbook is not reliant necessarily, but does benefit from a quarterback that is not
And 10.
slow as molasses, some would say. Donovan McNabb, perhaps, who is athletic
With 4.
and upsells McGriddles. Brady rolls out, fires. That's an excellent pass. Right on the money up to the 39-yard line. That's a 1st and 10, our first down.
He connects with his receiver with ease, Dan. He sees his man and then airs it out for the completion.
Yeah,
Nice
they
job
are
to stay
in sync
through the
there,
hit.
able to depend on each other.
Calmly delivered the ball.
They actually look like Backstreet
The
Boys.
Eagles can put a significant dent into the playoff hopes of the New York Giants with a victory.
Ball at the 39-yard
I'll have to take a look at some of the other 2K games and see if they have better stats for like divisions and stuff, because we've had that in previous games. It makes it a little easier to tell where people are. This is a huge gain up the near sideline, inside the 20 all the way down to the 11-yard line. Alexander coming up with a monster gain. That's going to be 1st and 10. 30, or was that a 40-yard gain? Yeah. 50-yard gain?
both hands.
Sean, do you know how to do math, buddy?
No, I tell you, it's like
No, I
getting
don't?
a
Okay, cool.
B- on a
Good job.
test, but bumping it up to an A with the extra credit.
Just ran out of room before the defenders were able to get to him, but Philadelphia so far showing some good adjustments here against this New York Giants defense.
Pass on that last play.
A couple of big plays back to back
Lines up right
have
after
them
the
set up. And I like this position on the field. 1st and 10 from the 11. You get a first down before the goal line. Not that you need it. Touchdown, Eagles. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles.
Check this out. Totally threads the needle.
With two defenders
Nobody
on the
double check my
prowl,
spelling on that?
Tough throw to make, Peter, but he pegged him for 6.
It's like when they do the fight song for Washington State at the football games, and it's like, oh man, Washington's already a bunch of letters. W-A-S-H-I-N-G-T-O-N. What, 10 letters? And then State's another 5 letters. 90% of that fight song is just spelling Washington State.
It's up.
W
The extra
A
point.
S H I or whatever it is. N G T O N, and you're like, oh, okay, cool, great. And S
7-0.
T A T E. Like, well, okay. Washington State. Let's go Cougs.
Sets up and will kick it away.
Go Cougs, everybody.
Got a
Kick
lot
is away from the 30-yard line. And that'll be out of the end zone for a touchback. And that's the kind of garbage they're trying to get out of today's NFL. Boring kickoffs that add nothing to the game. First down and 10 from the 20-yard line. I'm very excited to see how the new kickoff
have their tight end to the left.
works. I think it's going to make
Garcia.
the starting field position more interesting. Oh, big play for the Giants right off the bat, but a good tackle to prevent a monster play. As Robinson comes up with a nice gain.
He's got it, and now he's going to get more.
Oh, it's
But unlike the Philadelphia Eagles receiver who was able to sprint down the near sideline for a big gain,
Definitely.
Philadelphia in good position to make a tackle.
They go with a split backfield.
Going with a quick setup. Under center. Drops and fires into the flat. Turns upfield past the 50, and they're in Philadelphia territory just like that. So the Eagles made some good adjustments after their first drive. The Giants have made some good adjustments as well. 2 nice plays have them in Eagles territory. The Eagles have 83 total yards compared to just 38, but the Giants looking a lot better on their second possession. A couple first downs for each team. And we are set for the second quarter.
Ball on the 46.
Yo, 3 more quarters of us in your face. Doesn't look good, does it?
Doesn't look good, does it?
Garcia.
Garcia drops back, throws from that NFL logo,
Got some nice yards
and picks
there
up
off the
8
first down.
yards through the air to Booker.
Opens things up a bit for this next one.
It's 2nd and 2.
50 yards, 50 receptions for 430 yards. I apologize. Second down and 2. Going with a pitch to the outside. Picked up a little bit, but just nowhere to go. Eagles read that really nicely on the defensive side.
Problems getting any real
Meta before you could get too much
Gotta put something
going.
together if they want to run the ball.
It's 3rd and 2.
Build a gap! Build a gap!
Third and 2, going to go with a handoff, and they'll try that same side again. Philadelphia doesn't read it quite as well, or it's just a better designed run to give it to the running back instead of the fullback. Williams picks up a nice gain, and it's 1st and 10 for the Giants.
Here. Check this out. Man, what an effort.
That was a terrific charge. He really sent the defense backpedaling.
No real reason to
Ball at the 34-yard line.
show us that Sega Sports bottom line. This is the first game of the day. So no scores to update us on. First down and 10. Interesting formation there with Davenport closer to the line. Nice run by Williams, who slices his way through this Eagles defense inside the 20-yard line, and it'll be first and 10 for the Giants. Back-to-back nice runs for Williams and this Giants offensive line. Nice job, slid through there.
That's for sure. Fantastic job finding the open lanes.
Now this game is starting to pick up a little bit of a pace here.
The Giants are putting a good drive together. First down.
From the 17, excuse me, the 18-yard line. 2 backs, 3 receivers. They're going to go with yet another run. See if maybe they get the Eagles to step up a little bit and try to open up the passing game a little bit further down the field.
A heck of a play.
Oh, I couldn't agree more, Dan. Ricky Williams has a pounding style of running the ball. Before joining his new team, he had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons in New Orleans.
Ball on the 16.
Second down and 9. Garcia drops and fires. Oh, I thought that was going to be picked. Instead, it's a touchdown. That was a dangerous pass between 2 defenders. We'll take a look at it on the replay. Number 25 even hit triangle for that interception animation, but could not come up with it, and that is why they scored the touchdown.
There's hardly any room to move free.
So an excellent response by the Giants to score a touchdown. Knot us up at 7. Kick is up. Kick is good. And there it is, officially tied at 7 apiece. See what kind of adjustments the defenses can make for the third drives of these games, for the third drives of both these teams. The offense won both round 2s.
Feely lines up, signals, and we're ready for the kickoff. This is returnable.
From just inside the goal line. Oh, it's a nice run back up to the 20, past the 25. He'll get thrown down at the 27-yard line. Troy McClure on the field.
Was the contributor for his team last drive. Let's see what he does this time out.
Ball at the 27-yard line. They're going with the eye.
I formation, tight set there. Going to try and spring one to the right, but nowhere to go. Read excellently by the New York Giants defense. It's a loss of 3, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 7-7 Philadelphia and New York. Trading blows.
It's second and about 13.
Brady drops and fires. Finds an open receiver for 10. That'll set up 3rd down and 3. Eagles with a slow pace here. 5 for 7. 90 yards already through the air and a touchdown. I formation again, that tight set. One receiver split to the top. Oh, they go to that receiver at the top, and he has pull-away speed, perhaps inside the 30. Took an interesting angle inside the 20. The 10, 5, touchdown, Eagles. You could see the Giants, they stepped up right there. You can see them in the background stepping up. 82 wins the battle on the line, and he was off and running. Alexander, I believe the last name on that.
They could not stop him.
As we do that sweet matrix spin all the way down the field. They stepped up to stop the run. That gave Brady exactly what he was looking for. Exactly what he was looking for. And that was a big play all the way to the end zone.
to kick.
Kick is up. A little
And the
wonky.
extra point. The
It just feels like
Eagles take lead
the
with that
Giants got
score,
so
14-7.
perfectly baited.
Akers
Like,
will kick this one away.
Hey, where do you think we're gonna go on a 3rd and 3? You think we're gonna run it? It's the same formation I think that we saw on 1st and 10. They ran it to the outside. It was a loss of 3. They came out in that same formation, went with a pass play. I don't think they were anticipating touchdown,
Well,
but
this is a great opportunity to bring this game closer before halftime. Let's see if they can make something happen here.
1 minute, 17 seconds to go. Garcia pays back. Barely gets
Garcia
it off.
fires. It's caught just short of the line to gain. 2nd down and 1. We'll see if this team elects to go with any sort of pace. This is where the game gets its weirdest, is inside 2 minutes, especially when they get to midfield. It's like a very specific time and place situation where the game just kind of forgets what's happening.
Watch the pad.
Williams
2nd down and 1 for Williams.
smashes ahead for close to 4.
They'll pick up a short gain.
Got a couple there and picked up the first.
The Giants get the ball first after the break.
Ball on the 33.
They have no sense of urgency here. Under 30 seconds to go in the half. They do have a full allotment of timeouts.
Booker in motion.
Williams.
Williams
Oh, and they're going to go with the run to Williams.
straight up the gut.
It's a really nice run by Williams. He's out across the 50 to the 40. Inside the 30. Time is a factor here as he steps out of bounds. I think the Giants are going to accidentally get 3 points out of this drive when they probably should not have. Williams with a terrific run.
The
They
Giants
will go for 3. The crowd boos because it doesn't have the context.
for the field goal.
I think maybe you take a shot at the end zone, but 4 seconds I think is too tight. It's almost like you should have used your timeouts. The kick is up and the kick is good. The cork makes the score 14-10. We have seen some weirdness for as odd as the game has been weird because inside of 2 minutes you figure there'd be more timeout usage, a little more of that hurry up offense. It's nice that that's actually in this game. But once it gets to the other team, and especially when they get to midfield, they really struggle to put plays together to do anything to push themselves up the field to try and get points before the break. What's even odder is in the last couple of weeks, we've seen a couple of teams score on the final play of the half, just kind of running a Hail Mary that they shouldn't have really even had to run in the first place, and actually scoring points off of it.
Here's a quick breakdown of the numbers from
It's
the first half.
bizarre. The Eagles have 156 passing yards and 155 yards total because they have -1 rushing yard. Much more balanced on the New York Giants attack. Both teams with big plays in their respective games. Big play up the near sideline for the Eagles, went for 50. Big run for the Giants, went for probably about the same amount of yards. Only the Eagles were able to cash in for a touchdown. The Giants, because they forgot that they had timeouts, settled for a field goal. However, they do get the ball to start half number 2. That kick is away. And it'll be returned from about the 4-yard line. This feels like a really big drive for the Giants. They've been in the driver's seat for the NFC East title for a few weeks now, and they have not been able to put it away. They've let Washington creep in with a chance to steal in the final week. Garcia with a short pass, and again into some double coverage. That should have been caught. It was off the hands, and I mean, it's good contact to at least jar the ball loose, but Robinson's got to come up with that catch. 2nd down and 10.
2nd and 10. They line up with 3 wideouts.
Garcia steps back and fires wide open in the what's wide open in the secondary. That's the word I could not think of. It was such an exciting play, my brain broke. Is that Schroeder coming up with a huge play right there? Schrader.
Watch it again.
I don't know what number 35 is doing, if it's zone coverage or what, but my goodness. There's the big play that the Giants are looking for in the passing game.
You know, like me kind of, Dan. You know, I'm talking, but I'm always thinking, can I say you can't coach that right here?
You can't coach that right here.
The Giants, after the big pass last play, will have a 1st down.
134 yards. I think he about doubled his passing stats on that one play. 1st and goal from the 7. They'll go to Garcia again. He throws into the end zone wide open. Incomplete.
Jeff Garcia
Incomplete. We did not throw up the touchdown signal because it was wide open. It was incomplete. I thought he had it. I think there's at least a little bit of a toe tap animation. Obviously not what we have today, but Garcia drops back. He goes to the end zone and incomplete. That was a really bad throw. I don't know that I loved that they went back-to-back pass plays. Would have loved to have seen Ricky Williams get at least a carry on 2nd and goal. I feel like it's going to make 3rd and goal kind of an obvious passing situation. Whereas if they handed it off to him on those first 2 downs, I think you can be a little more surprising with what you do. However, it looks like they have 5 wide set, so well, that was a terrible throw. Garcia's really liked throwing into double coverage today. Hasn't burned him yet, but I imagine it will at some point. It'll be 4th and goal, and the Giants are going to have to settle for a field goal.
It'll be a 24-yard attempt.
That could cost them the playoffs.
It's away.
Kick is up and the kick is good. Can take a... I mean, it's 3 bad passes on that drive. You probably look at it and go, you got to get both feet down if you're...
He could kick those in his sleep.
And sometimes he does.
Oh, it's our favorite line. Spends a lot of nights on the couch. Because he kicks his wife in his sleep.
The score, 14-13.
Kicks her right in the butt. Philadelphia 14, New York 13. 3:58 to go here in the 3rd. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.
Nice kick.
One from the 1 yard line. He's got it up to the 10 to the 20. Oh, a hurdle. Unnecessary hurdle. As he sliced through that return unit. Got up to the, 31, 32 yard line. See what kind of adjustments this Philadelphia Eagles offense makes for the second half.
Ball on the 31. They line up with 2 wideouts.
Ball on the 30, on the 31. Oh, that's a nice pass in between a couple of defenders. The Giants in good position to at least get a tackle. It was good position by the deepest secondary members there, but again, you see them going for the deflection, going for that interception animation, and it just totally crushes their momentum, and it allows pretty free and easy run on the back end there. So 1st and 10 for the Eagles. 7 for 9, 177 yards for Tom Brady, a couple of touchdowns, no picks. And from the 47, I'll take the snap. Throws over the middle, there's the interception, commentator's curse. I did it, I'm a hero. Commentator's curse. No interceptions, and then he immediately threw one.
didn't make the best choice on this pass, and he pays the price. Let's watch it. Well, easy
We've seen a
interception.
number of throws into double coverage, and it finally burns one of the quarterbacks.
Well, their offense takes the field after that great interception. Let's see if they can capitalize.
What can they do here? 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line.
They line up with two
Giants feels like the Giants missed out on a golden opportunity. There's a throw over the middle, hit and dropped again. Is that Robinson again? No, it's Booker that time.
At that player's number, including its
A
4-digit
contact
extension
jars the
number.
ball
There's
loose.
no way that pass
What
was
probably should have been a
incomplete.
completion. Second time that's happened here in the second
and
half
10.
for the Giants so far. They did pass up a golden opportunity to get a touchdown. First pass was overthrown on 1st and goal, and then 2 straight passes into double coverage. They were lucky to get 3, but missed out on a pretty big 7. Garcia rolling out, steps, fires down the field. It's intercepted. Oh, into double coverage yet again, and it's picked off. Teams trading terrible turnovers.
Blaine Bishop made the play. Let's look at this again and check
Saw
out the
exactly where he wanted to go with that. Well, okay.
Peter, fabulous timing. There wasn't much of a window
Okay,
of
just good
opportunity,
timing.
but he
Looking for
still
Lewis.
managed to make that very big play.
Yeah, you can't coach reaction times like that. Well,
No, you
time
can't
they
coach that.
turned it over on the
Their
interception.
catchphrase.
Let's see if they worked out the kinks here.
1.5 turnovers a game. Well, there's one. Do we see half a turnover later? 3:03 to go. They're going to smartly pitch the ball to the outside. They'll pick up 3. The Eagles have not been particularly effective on the ground. They also haven't really tried, it feels. That's a nice gain for them, though. Second down and 7, nursing this 1-point lead.
Ball on the 47.
If the Giants and Washington lose, it kind of feels like a little bit of a crapshoot at who's gonna make it from the NFC East. There's a throw over. Oh my goodness, over to his right side. It looked like it was gonna be tipped.
Roland Williams makes the catch and quickly upgrades that play from coach to first class. There's the reception.
They go for that deflection animation. 24.
Takes it for a big-time game, Peter. He's so good at finding those opportunities and then exploiting them. Ball at the 34-yard line.
8 for 11 now. Just under 200 yards.
They're going with their tight end left. Brady takes back.
2 minutes to go in the third. It's another one of those passes that probably should have been complete, but the hit jars the ball loose, and Moss can't pick up the reception. Second down and 10.
Second and 10.
Thomas has been trying to find some room, but it's hard to tell if it's like a good Giants defensive pressure or a bad Eagles offensive line. Could be a little bit of both. 3rd and 9 after the gain of 1 does get that clock moving. It's like a gap there in the NFL logo. Brady drops back, steps, fires, picks. That's the second interception of the day. Oh no, Philadelphia. That's the second drive they've had that looked pretty good. It's a great job by Beasley on the back end. Tips it, keeps his concentration, and picks the ball off.
Fantastic running. Before the offense could react, he's already 10 yards down the field.
Hey, he just keeps going. What a play. You gotta love it.
First down and 10 for the Giants, again off an interception. Last time they threw a pick of their own. What do they have in store this time from the Philadelphia 48? 2 receivers to the bottom side of the screen. Going with an I formation. I like the call there to hand it to Williams.
His third this afternoon.
Commit to the run game. You're only down 1. You just need a field goal to take the lead. It's a 3-yard gain. And again, see if you can get that Philadelphia Eagles defense to step up.
Ball at the 44-yard line.
62 tackles and a pick for Bishop this season.
They're going with their
Is that an omen for another pick now, or is it going to be that he's going to get burned
Garcia
for the touchdown? There's a throw to the outside, incomplete. Not really sure what happened there. It just kind of looked like a bit of an errant pass. All of that just looked bad.
It's 3rd and about 7.
My DB's gonna shut this drive down right now.
So 3rd and 7, big play for this Giants offense. It's a quick pass into a lot of traffic, and they come up with a reception. Wow. Schrader with a nice play there.
Rolled the dice there with a pass into double coverage.
That was he caught the ball in the shotgun and immediately got it out of his hand. There were a couple of defenders, probably 3 defenders, 2 receivers in the area. That was a mess. Blaine Bishop, they highlighting his 1 pick again.
They line up in the eye.
Williams with a run to the near sideline, picks up 3. Broke that first tackle, but got tackled by, got taken down by the second guy there. And that should take us to the end of the 3rd quarter, 14-13. Philadelphia leads, couple of turnovers, 3 turnovers, I believe, in total in that quarter. 2 thrown by Brady, 1 by Garcia. The Giants miss a golden opportunity to take the lead. But they're looking like 3 rushing yards. Brutal. They just cannot get anything going on the ground, the Eagles.
It's 2nd and about 7 yards.
Let's not give me anything. Nothing, baby.
From the 28-yard line. Should be in field goal range, so they should have a good opportunity to take the lead. Barring a turnover, there's another throw into a lot of traffic. 3 defenders, 2 receivers. And Schroeder? Looks like it says Schroeder. I don't know. My goodness, what a... That was a decision. Now, last time the Giants had a goal-to-go situation, they did elect to just throw the ball. See if they change their approach here to try to punch their ticket to the playoffs. 8 for 15, 172, a touchdown and a pick. There's a tight formation and a split backfield. And there's Williams trying to find a little room. Eagles sniffing out. They get a little bit, maybe a yard. 2nd and goal, just give it right back to him. There's no reason to get fancy. There's no reason to get cute.
2nd and goal.
There's a pitch. They're going with Williams. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Giants. If I'm New York, I do go for 2 here to make it a 7-point game. Giving a little bit of a...
Oh, that is something, Peter. Diving forward and getting the touchdown like that.
If he's got any bruised ribs or anything at all he's got to do is look at the scoreboard and those aches will melt right away.
They're going for 2.
This is the correct call. Go for 2. Push this lead to 7. You fall behind with a touchdown anyway, and you can regain the lead with a field goal either way. Not even close. Good job by the Eagles there to sniff that one out. 5-point lead. Is it going to be a 5-point lead or a 7-point lead? 7-play, 48-yard drive. Takes 2.5 minutes off the clock, and they will kick the ball back to the Philadelphia Eagles, who could really put some pressure here on the St. Louis Rams later today. A couple yards deep in the end zone. Tackled right at the 20, so if he had just taken a knee, he wouldn't have got hit. Would have got absolutely crushed.
They would definitely like to score on this drive right here. There's not enough time left for mistakes.
Ball at the 20-yard line.
Grass greener here? I think it is.
Brady fades back.
Tom Brady drops back and fires again, throwing into some double coverage. Finds
Soon enough,
the lone blue man,
the markers for a first.
and that'll pick him up a first down. And by blue man, obviously, I mean the lone eagle. Got confused about who had the ball there.
Yeah, and very tough to
A lot of blue in the area. That's what threw me off. Number 40 was in pretty good position there to maybe at least bat that ball away. For some reason, the ESPN logo looks blurry up there, and so did the Gatorade logo. But that Reebok logo looking absolutely crisp,
Ball on the 30.
so that you know to wear Reebok. You'll look just a little bit crispier in Reebok. Buy some today. 1st and 10 from the 31.
Brady drops back.
Brady drops back and fires. Overthrows everybody at 2nd and 10.
Tom Brady needed to dial that one up a notch, Dan. Didn't quite get there.
What do you mean it didn't quite get there? It got over there, just too far over there.
2nd and 10.
Take it along, give me third long.
Brady fades back.
Brady drops back, throws it to the outside. Nice catch and a good spin move to try and get out of the tackle, but got pinned near the sideline and stepped out of bounds. 1st and 10, though, after the nice reception.
Watch this. Right by the defender.
Very good coverage, Peter. Let me ask you, how hard is it
Alexander, a
to
little
defend
stutter
against
step
the
before the
pass
spin
Oh,
move.
it's really hard. He played it right. It was just too good of a throw.
Ball at the 42-yard line.
Alexander, a long of 66 on the day, 4 receptions, 137 yards. 1st and 10, I formation.
Drops back.
Oh, and they do it again. The Giants, they see that I formation. They bring a couple of linebackers a step or two closer to the line of scrimmage. And again, the Eagles try to beat them. They don't that time.
Ball on the 42.
Take it down and nowhere, baby.
2nd down and 10. Number 21's coming in. He's going to bring some pressure off the edge. Brady quickly fires it. Short little out toward the sideline. Williams comes up with a nice reception and picks up a first down.
And completed for some really nice yards. Past the marker, and they'll get a new set of downs.
It's a really nice play call. It's the perfect offensive play call to counter that
Ball at
defense.
the 47-yard line.
11 for 18 for Brady, 229. Couple of picks, couple of touchdowns.
They're going with
So you have one more touchdown in him. We're going to go with a pitch to the outside. Now's as good a time as any to pick up probably the best run you've had all day. That one goes for 4. It's not a high bar, honestly. But sometimes that's all you need. You just need your best regardless of what's happened before. Philadelphia could take us down to the 2-minute warning, but I would venture a guess that we'll get one more play.
They have 2 tight ends in. We've reached
Oh,
the
wow.
2-minute
Okay.
warning. Ball on the 43. Brady drops back.
Brady drops back and fires. Misses everybody. 3rd and 6.
Receiver on that play, incomplete.
David Barrett played off the ball well, and it fell incomplete.
It's now 3rd and 6.
1:58 to go here in the 4th quarter. Huge play for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Brady fades back.
Brady drops back.
It's tight.
Fires and misses everybody. A little bit of pressure there. I think rushed that throw out. Made him throw it a little bit high. It definitely seemed like it sailed. Do we see a punt? Do we see... Oh, and we are going to see... We're going to see Brady under center. 4th and 6. It's not for the game, but it's pretty close.
Brady drops back.
Brady throws and finds a receiver. He had it in his hands, but the hit jarred the ball loose. Alexander should have had the completion that would have kept the drive alive. Instead, it's 1st and 10 for the Giants. And now is where the missed 2-point conversion comes into play a little bit. A field goal is still a one-possession game, though it does force Philadelphia to go for 2.
Better defense. And the most important drive of the game here. If they get a first down and control the clock, hey, they could walk away with this one.
Ball at the 43-yard line. Booker in motion.
High formation for the Giants. Going with a run. They will find nothing.
His first stop of the game. The Eagles
First
take
timeout.
their first timeout.
If I'm New York, I'm okay if Philadelphia burns all their timeouts.
And throwing them for a loss.
I don't think there's much of a reason to try and, like,
Seconds to go.
I don't know if there's much of a reason to try and pass the ball. Especially Williams has been pretty good throughout today's game.
Timeout. That's their second.
First down here ices the game.
It's 3rd and 5.
Williams doing a good defensive stand there by the Philadelphia Eagles. 3 runs, 7 yards, all 3 timeouts used. So I'll have a minute 30 or so once they wrap up this next play to get down the field. The touchdown's going to win the game.
Minute and 38 seconds. Swazinski comes in to punt
And I do think New York did exactly what they needed to do. 3 straight runs, make them burn their timeouts, and go from there.
There's the punt.
There's a nice kick. Return from the 15-yard line. It met pretty immediately, and I was spot on with how much time they would have.
Biggest drive of the game right here.
It's almost like I've commented a lot of these games.
Somehow get
Commentated.
into scoring range.
All on the 23.
All right. 77 yards separate the Eagles from victory. 130 and a Tom Brady. There's a throw and a dangerous pass, but caught.
Ball at the 37-yard line.
Giants went up for that deflection or interception animation.
Drops back.
Eagles work with a quick offense. They go right back to the same spot. There's 2 gains of about 12 yards each.
Right at the 50.
And they're out near midfield. Brady drops, fires, same spot, off the hands. They went to the same play. I don't think this game audibles or changes the play. I think if you see the hurry-up formation, it's going to be the same play over and over.
2nd and 10.
So the incompletion with 1:03 does stop the clock, allows them to huddle, and they can now hurry up offense the same play over and over now. Oh, that was off a Giants defender's helmet. That was a really bad throw.
Godfrey put his body directly in the path of the ball and forced the incompletion. And let me tell you something, Dan, that is tough to do. It's hard to read a play and react quickly enough to get into position like that.
3rd and 10.
Brady rolls and fires. 3 straight incompletions, and it is 4th and 10. Under a minute to go here. Philadelphia needs this to have any chance at winning. They got off to such a good start. 2 quick completions out to midfield. Bing, bang, boom.
I formation.
4th. Brady fires, and it's off the hands, incomplete. Giants are going to win this one. Wow. That is a tough way to lose. We've seen this throughout the game. It looks like it's right in the hands of the receiver, and then the defender is able to just kind of knock the ball loose. That was a terrible camera angle for that replay, but that's what we get.
And the most important drive of the game here, if they get a first down and control the clock, hey, they could walk away with
the Giants survive.
54 seconds on the game clock. He'll take a knee, And the clock will
And that
wind
field goal
down.
did end up coming in handy. Otherwise, you're looking at a 17-14 game. I know you're thinking, but Sean, they would have scored. You would have to take 3 points off the board. They would have kicked the field goal, the extra point instead of the 2-point conversion. So would have made it a very different kind of game for Philadelphia if they would have had to just go for 3 rather than the touchdown.
All at the 48-yard line.
Just like last time, baby.
That receiving core looked a little unreliable for the Philadelphia Eagles. They made some nice plays, but when they needed to, there were 2 fourth downs. The receivers had their hands on the ball, and they could not come up with the reception. So the Giants win, puts a little extra pressure on the Rams, but not a ton. Really, all the Rams do, they literally just have to win in their end.
There's the whistle.
Where it gets interesting is if the Giants, who they win,
The Giants
if
come out on
Washington
top, 19-14.
loses,
On behalf of Peter O'Keefe, Michelle
then they're
Westfall, and
fine.
myself, Dan Stevens, it was a real
Ish.
pleasure bringing
We have to
you
find out
today's
what
game.
happens with
We'll see
the
you next time for
Detroit
more NFL
Lions.
action on ESPN.
And that will be the next game that we
Let's go to
take a
the
look at.
post-game wrap-up.
Thanks for joining us here on the ESPN postgame show. I'm Clark Dishman. The Giants come away with a narrow
think we
5-point
skip
win over the Eagles.
The Chiefs
They
and the
now move
Raiders,
to
I don't think that's going to
9-7
be
on the
a
year.
good
The
game to
Giants
watch.
completely arrested the ground game today. Just look at the statistics.
7
Their front
yards
four
on the
manhandled
ground.
the line of scrimmage and was
Yeesh.
a big part in the win.
Yeesh.
Bill Schrader caught balls for a total of 104 yards, and he accomplished that on 3 catches. He will get our ESPN Player of the Game. Well, that will do it for now. Make sure you tune into the weekly wrap-up for the entire weekend scores, highlights, and insight. I'm Clark Dishman. We'll see you then.
Okay. So there you go. We will exit our first game of the day. And here we are with the schedule. Let's see. Chiefs Raiders is kind of tempting. I'm not 100% sure about it. The Lions game is probably the next important game. Cardinals Broncos feels like it could be a little lopsided. But I think we take this one off. And I think that we advance. And then we go back just to take a peek. Ooh, okay. So let's take a look at the statistics. Team standings. We can kind of set the scene here. Washington and New York both pick up victories today. They are now 9-7. The next game that we're going to take a look at is the Lions and the Vikings. If the Lions lose, they are out of the playoffs. If the Rams win, they still need to win. But the pressure gets ramped up just a touch. The Panthers, unfortunately, finish 8-8, just out of the playoff race. It's a big victory for the Giants. A loss for the Giants would have propelled Washington to a division win and likely would have sunk their entire season. So that's a big win on their side. As for... Oh, okay. Okay. We got the Broncos. Or the Chiefs. They took a loss to the Raiders. 6-10 is their record. We set ourselves up for a 4-game day today. That AFC East should be a lot more interesting, but the Jets-Packers game makes it not so. The Patriots big winners, so that'll put pressure on the Bills. Eliminated themselves by losing by 10. The Jets, all they have to do is beat the Packers. Should not be hard. The Packers are a terrible team. But let's see what happens here. Lions, Vikings. It is week 17. We're going to the Dome.
Week 17 on ESPN.
I forget who's at home. The Lions are. It doesn't matter because they're both Dome teams. So technically it was a correct statement. They are the 5th ranked team overall. They're out of the playoffs. The Detroit Lions, currently 8-7. They need a victory and most likely a Rams loss.
And they're likely to give up some big plays. Let's see how it transpires as we go to Detroit with Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe.
Hello. We've got a late season game here at Ford
It is
Field.
indeed a
I'm
late
Dan
season
Stevens
game.
with Peter O'Keefe. Glad to have you with us. Peter, let's go over your picks for today.
Well, here you have a coach and one of his players on the secondary, and together they do a great job of shutting down the pass.
All right. You enjoy the beginning of this game, and I'll join you in just a moment. Rejoin you in just a moment.
Draw a pretty good beat on receivers, and the linebackers do their share as well. On the other side, we have the guy who makes his coach look good. Dwayne Starks comes in with the ability to sometimes shut down his side of the field. Quarterbacks, beware. Defensively this season, he's averaged 1 tackle and an interception every other game.
We'll see how it works out, Peter. Let's go to the coin toss.
Give us tails.
They call tails. It is head.
The Lions choose to receive. Let's get started. Gets ready for the opening kickoff. There's the kick. Staley gets it deep. Boring makes the tackle on the return.
Time for the offense to do their job. Let's check it out.
Ball on the 21.
Everybody's watching. It's time to shine. Oh, top right, top right.
Cannon drops back. Barely gets it off. Incomplete. Peter, let's look at the Lions' starting offense. First up, the offensive line.
Walter Jones brings size and power to this line, and they are ready for battle.
Next up, the receiving corps.
Peerless Price stands out as the best of the bunch. So far this season, he's averaged 55 yards on 4 catches a game.
Finally, here's the general and his next in command.
Curtis Martin puts on a good show with these other two. On the ground this season, he's averaged 78 yards on 18 carries a game.
Okay, back to the action.
All right. Didn't miss much. 2nd down and 10 for the Detroit Lions. Rich Gannon, who I think might have actually been on the team previously. There was that one season that the Lions had like the most unbelievable quarterback room in the world. It was like they were on their 3rd string quarterback and they were better than most starters.
Peter, let's look at the Vikings starting defense.
The Vikings defense.
First is the defensive line.
Leonard Little has an intensity level that keeps him going all game long.
That's
keeps him
followed
going
by the
all game.
linebackers.
Donnie Edwards knows whether it's a run or a pass before the rest do.
Finally, Peter, the secondary.
Kwame Lassiter shadows his receiver like he's glued to him.
Let's get back to the game. It's 3rd and 9.
Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. Watch the pass.
They go with one man back.
Gannon fires. It's deflected by the Vikings defense, and it'll bring up 4th down and 9.
The ball was a little to his right, I think, and he didn't compensate enough.
Bidwell will punt it away after a 3 and out. It's away.
Fair caught.
Buckhalter.
Fair caught at the 37-yard line, and that is where the Vikings will take over. The Vikings looking to end the Detroit Lions season on their own field. And they can do that with a victory today.
37-yard line.
You ain't getting in here.
Johnson in motion.
Brooks takes the snap and drops back. He fires a short pass over to, I believe, Keyshawn Johnson.
Peter, let's look at the
Well, actually, we'll get confirmation on that here in just a moment. Flozell Adams.
Shows up to play on every down, Dan, protecting his quarterback at any cost.
Next up are the receivers.
Is indeed Keyshawn
adds a lot to
Johnson,
this pack of receivers.
Patrick
So far this
Jeffers,
season,
Jeremy
he's averaged
Shockey.
71 yards on 4 catches a game.
And lastly, the man who calls the plays.
Aaron Brooks, Charlie
and the
Garner,
guy who
Sam
backs
Gash in the
up.
backfield for the
Garner
Vikings
is a vital
offense.
Contribution to this group. On the ground this season, he's averaged 38 yards on 13 carries a game.
Back to the field now. Ball on the
Second down
43.
and 369 receptions. Noise for Keyshawn Johnson. 1,069 yards. Noise
Tight ends.
for Keyshawn Johnson. It's second down and 3. Totally shifting the play and the formation here are the Minnesota Vikings. I formation, tight set. Keyshawn Johnson set down at the bottom of your screen. Go with a snap, and they will hand the ball off. It'll actually be short. He got caught up, and it's one of those weird hitbox animations where he got tripped up, and he turned, and it looked like he was going to fall forward. But the defender just kind of right place, right time. It kept his body up before he fell down.
Third and less
Ever
than
so short of the line to gain. 3rd and 1. There we go with a run easy pickup for the first down. Nice call there. Just power forward. Get your fresh set of downs. And then they will tell us about the defensive line. Marcellus Wiley.
And his men
He's
deliver
a
knockout blows to the
personality.
offensive line all game long.
Lamar King might have played for the Seahawks.
Redskins linebacker is the man who brings the hurt here.
And lastly, the secondary.
Dwayne Starks blazes up and down the field and stays in hot pursuit, baby.
Now back to the game. All at the 48-yard line.
First down and 10. Vikings nearing midfield. Here we go with yet another handoff. We'll pick up 3. Second down and 7. Looks like a, not slow necessarily, but a deliberate, methodical Vikings team here. They're willing to take 3-4 yards on the ground, no problem.
It's second and about 7 yards.
From right around the 50. Ooh, hurdled the first man, but the second guy got there. Nice job by the Lions to sell out to stop the run. It creates a 3-yard loss and a 3rd down and 10.
That's a nice stop there on second down. Nice hit for some lost yards there.
Good defense, Peter. I like that. Your helmet, sir.
See if Brooks wants to go to Keyshawn Johnson in this situation.
3rd and 10.
63 tackles for Pfeiffer.
They have 4 receivers in.
And they're back to the 47-yard line.
Brooks stays back.
Brooks drops back. Fires, and that is exactly who he goes to, is Keyshawn Johnson. It's a nice gain. He'll pick up 15 or 16 yards, and that is a fresh set of downs.
Johnson turns on the juice and rips this ball down. Watch how he aggressively goes after this. Oh, man. He shows
Held on to the ball while the contact was there. We had something we did not see a lot of in that Giants-Eagles game.
But he manages to get under the ball. Fantastic play.
This Vikings team doing a good job keeping this drive alive, milking the clock, playing their pace of football.
Tight end left.
From the 37-yard line. A 15-yard gain. It's a nice throw. Caught for a gain of 3 over the middle.
First catch of the day.
They dump it off over the middle and get the completion, but there wasn't much room past the line of scrimmage on that one.
Ball at the 34-yard line.
Watch for the run! Watch for the run!
They line up with a split backfield. Brooks aids back.
2nd and 7. Throws again over the middle. Keyshawn Johnson with a weird move is going to lose half a yard. You saw him hit basically his L2 and a huge jump step to his left. Almost lost them 3 yards, but instead they only lose about half a yard. They're not going far, but they're taking a while to get there. 3rd and 7 for this Vikings team with 10 seconds to go in the first. Off his back foot. It's intercepted! Brooks throws an interception, and the Lions are returning it up to the 50 inside the 40 of the Minnesota Vikings, and that is how this first quarter is going to come to a close. Well, the clock stops with a change of possession, but my goodness.
Let's see if they can capitalize.
That is a
Ball on the 44.
terrible way to end that drive.
They line up with their tight end right.
Gannon steps back and fires. It's caught, and he's tackled at the 30-yard line, and that'll do it for quarter number 1. The Vikings were taking their sweet time to work their way up the field, but a pick at the very end of the first quarter gives the Lions a chance here at the 30-yard line of the Vikings to try and put some points up. You can see the time of possession discrepancy at the bottom, 4:08 to 52 seconds.
Ball at the 30-yard line.
Our quarter, B. Get the ball. Get the ball.
First and 10 for these Detroit Lions.
Gannon drops back. Sits in the pocket. The fastball's incomplete.
Looks so
Didn't get that one
weird.
off very well.
That looks so funny. He does throw it over the middle, and it is incomplete. So second down and 10.
Take it down to nowhere, baby. In. Right side, right.
Gannon pays back. Barely gets
There's
it.
a nice find. He'll be just a yard short there. Simply because the ball was in his right arm rather than his left. He's a yard short, 3rd down and 1.
Third and about a foot.
No chance you got to move it. Get them about your only hope.
Gannon drops back.
Gannon, short drop, fires, an incomplete pass.
Gannon gave his man too much lead time on that throw.
Dawson. And put
So
his
it'll be a
team on top
4th
with
and
this
1 kick here
in the second
for
quarter.
Phil Dawson, 33 of 42. We don't see a lot of missed field goals unless they're like way far away. So they should be a 3-0 Detroit lead.
There's the kick.
Kick is up,
Good.
and it's easy.
From that
Drilled it.
and he proves
3-0 Detroit. It's a great stop by the Minnesota defense. Created that 3rd down and short, and they just could not convert on it. I think that's where you turn around, hand the ball off, and try and pick up. It's only half a yard.
For him comes
Really
down
was
to the
not that
ball and the uprights.
much distance that they needed to get,
With the
and
first points on
again,
the board,
just it's in the right hand rather than the left hand, and that ends up creating a field goal.
Dawson will kick this one away. Nice kickoff. Fletcher.
About 5 yards deep in the end zone. Not a terrible run back, but a great job at the coverage unit for the Detroit Lions.
Well, last time they had it,
They'll
they
start
turned
just
it over
shy
on the
of the
interception.
20-yard
Let's
line.
see if they worked out
Threw an
the-
interception last time down the field.
Ball on the 19.
Baby, this is the nice part of the field. I think I'm going to keep you here for a while.
They're going with Dion. Brooks fades back.
Brooks is going to drop back. He's going to fire into double coverage.
For the ball, but it
Looking for number 80, who I believe is Jeremy Shockey.
Finesse the pass through double coverage, but it didn't pan out.
And that'll be an incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10.
ball at the 19-yard line.
Brooks drops back and fires. It's over the middle and caught.
They dump it off over the middle and get the completion.
Shockey, they go right back to him. He picks up 9,
Still, nice
and it
game.
is 3rd down and 1.
Third and 1.
It's short yards, baby. Play it tight. Play it tight. Hey, don't
I'm going to try and find a little room up the middle for the running back. And he will pick up the first down. Garner.
Picked up a handful to move the markers.
Nice job there. 1st and 10 for the Minnesota Vikings. 3:20 to go here in the second quarter. Detroit loss ends their season. A win puts a lot more pressure on the Rams. The Rams, all they have to do is win and they are in. They play the 49ers. The Broncos are winning in. The Rams are winning in. We might actually take a look at 2 more games after this. But the Cardinals are a really good team, and the Broncos are a very bad team.
It's 2nd and 9.
Roman Pfeiffer, 4 tackles on the day already. 2nd down and 9 at the 32-yard line. Brooks dropping back, fires, and that was... It's a dangerous pass. It's a good job by Graham there to kind of drive on the ball. Looked like it was going to be a really, really bad pass. Couple of receivers, couple of defenders in the area. That is not what you are looking for. Brooks fires, and that is a terrible pass on a 3rd down and 9. My goodness, I don't know what was going on. If it's a miscommunication, looked like maybe Brooks threw a... Brooks definitely threw it off his back foot, kind of a jump throw. Weird looking animation. So it wasn't accurate, but I think the pressure also helped from the Detroit Lions throw off just about everything about that play. 4th and 9. Snap is low, but no problem. Gets that kick away. It'll be returned from the 25 up to the 37. So about an average return there. Maybe a little better than average, but we don't see a lot of like huge punt returns. 12 yards feels pretty solid.
Makes this drive critical. They'd love to put some points on the board right here.
Ball at the 37-yard line.
We got the position, baby. Let's execute. Watch wide left.
Robinson goes in motion.
Bring him out, motion.
Martin with the carry.
Oof, that is a big tackle. Grabbed by the legs, thrown backwards, 2nd down and 9.
Ball on the 38.
We hit the 2-minute warning. It'll be a 2nd and 9 when we come back. 3-0 Detroit, and we're back. We are back.
It's 2nd and 9.
Where they are. Force them wrong. Wide right.
Martin with a run, trying to find a little bit of room off the left side. He'll pick up about 4. Decent gain as the clock starts moving. This is where the game can get a little weird at times. Right around midfield, they just completely lose any sense of urgency or anything, really.
It's 3rd and 5.
It's a very weird situation. 3rd down and 5, though. Gannon drops and fires. It's a good no call. We've seen more pass interferences over the last couple of weeks. It looked like it was just kind of a bad collision detection there between the hit boxes. So good no call. It's 4th down and 5. The Minnesota Vikings will get another crack at an offensive possession before the start, or before the end of the half.
It's off.
Punt is booted down to the 20-yard line where it is fair caught.
Well, this is a great opportunity to bring this game closer before halftime. Let's see if they can make something happen here.
Ball at the 20-yard line.
You better find a new hole if you don't come to this one.
Brooks drops back, throws over the middle, it's picked! Another interception for the Detroit defense. That is a terrific interception. It's another awful throw from Brooks. My goodness. There's just too much traffic in the area. He's looking for Shockey again. Rice with a really nice interception.
Me neither. Well, if they can score on this drive before the half, it could
And
put
it
them
is.
in the lead, which is a really
That is
good
a
boost going into
big
halftime.
turnover. See if the defense can bail out this Minnesota offense and just put up a goose egg on the board with a couple of turnovers. They can hold Detroit to a field goal. That's a big win. They're going right for the jugular. That's a really nice play all the way down to the 3 in the timeout.
Rich Gannon throws a homing missile on this play. Check this out. Totally threads the needle.
Is that Peerless Price? Peerless Price himself?
Oh, absolutely. There was not a lot of room for anything.
They'll have 4 chances to put it in. First and goal.
69 receptions for Peerless Price. 2 receivers with 69 receptions. Nice. First and 10. Gannon drops back, fires in zone, wide open, caught, touchdown. Detroit. They cash in very quickly off the second terrible turnover by Aaron Brooks and the Minnesota Vikings offense. Starting to see why this team is not making the playoffs. And Detroit is keeping their playoff hopes alive. A loss by the Rams could put them in to the postseason. I don't know exactly how it's going to work, tiebreakers and whatnot. This game could not matter. But it also could be the most important thing that's ever happened to the Detroit Lions of all time. Kick is up. Kick is good. With Washington and New York winning, that complicates things because, again, we don't have a lot of information about where teams would stand, like tiebreakers-wise. We don't know the division records or anything like that. I'd have to go do math, which I don't really have much interest in doing.
Dawson lines up for the kickoff.
That was an effective drive by the Detroit Lions. Really just went for the jugular immediately. Scored in 2 plays. The Vikings run into their own blocker. And with 103, we'll see the Vikings try yet again. Brooks with a couple of turnovers here. If he can engineer a drive that at least comes up with 3, I think that's a big deal for these Vikings. Brooks drops back, fires, and he finds more than he was looking for. A couple of Detroit defenders went for the interception animation, and it cost them dearly as he is deep into Lions territory. That is a response from Aaron Brooks. 1 and 2, 31 and 29 both went for the deflection / interception animation. Took them completely out of the play. They're just lucky that Graham didn't have enough speed to get into the end zone. But that's a terrific start to this drive for the Minnesota Vikings. They are inside the 20. First and 10 from the 16, 52 seconds to go, I formation. Brooks drops back, fires, and into triple coverage. Lucky he only came away with a deflected ball and not another interception. That was a terrible throw. Lions have done a great job locking in on the fact that he wants to go to to Graham. Is it Jimmy Graham? No, that's not right. Shockey. He wants to go to Shockey. That's who he wants to go to. Ooh, does a nice job to get away from the pressure, and the receiver doesn't reward him with a completed pass. That is a terrible incompletion. Brooks does an excellent job in the backfield. He gets away from the defender, finds the receiver, and gives him a chance. The receiver lets him down with his butter fingers. 3rd down and 10. Vikings cannot have a turnover here. They're going to go with a run. That is going to be a disaster. They will lose 2. It's a lot of effort to not lose 5 and instead just lose 2. 4th and 12. Likely coming here with a field goal try. And then this is what you want. Maybe you want to cut a little more time off. Be a touch more methodical with it. And it'll give Jason Elam an opportunity to get them down 7. I think there's bits of the field where you look at it and you go, I want to get a touchdown when we get to this point. And I think the Vikings were in that territory. They were in the red zone. They were inside the... Were they inside the 15? I don't think they were inside the 15. But they were hovering around that 15-yard line. That is such a good play. You have to capitalize on that play. 3 still works, but I think you're missing a real big opportunity. 5 plays, 59 yards, all of it on the one play. Actually, I think it was 61 yards on the one play, and they lost a couple. So here's the kick from the 30. It'll go well into the end zone, and that will be a knee. So we'll bring it out to the 20. We'll see how aggressive Detroit wants to be. They're up 10-3. They can take this to half. I believe Minnesota's going to get the ball back first. Pretty confident in that. Unless Aaron Brooks somehow managed to throw an interception in the first 8 seconds of the game. They will go with a run play. That's probably a fair way to do it. You're up by 7. We looking at Dreamcast footage? No, this is on PlayStation 2, but this is... It's the same franchise, the 2K franchise, which originated on the Dreamcast. I think the Dreamcast was gone by the time this game came out. I think this one's just on PS2. I think they had 2K and 2K1, maybe 2K2. But this would have been a 2002 release. I think the Dreamcast was long gone at that point. But it is indeed that franchise. All right, halftime. 10-3, Detroit leads. Not a whole lot to talk about. The Minnesota Vikings probably should be winning this game, but they're getting bit by the turnover bug. And speaking of the turnover bug, here is your hot at the half. Ron Rice, 1 tip, 4 tackles, 1 pick. And we'll see what happens here in half number 2. Remember, if you're just tuning in, the Detroit Lions are eliminated from the playoffs with a loss. If they win, they need some help. They'll need the St. Louis Rams to lose. 2 kicks for Dawson. Average starting field position is the 21-yard line.
It's off.
5 yards deep. Actually, he's going to take that out. Usually this game takes a knee, but fights forward to the 23-yard line.
They came away with 3 last time, and I'm kind of curious to see if they can punch this drive into the end zone.
All on the 23.
I wonder what was the last Dreamcast game. Now that you mentioned it. Welcome in, by the way. Oh, there's a carry. Excuse me, off the right side. Picks up a couple of yards. Let's see. Last Dreamcast game.
25-yard line.
Puyo popped forever on February 24th, 2004. Wow. There's a nice catch by Keyshawn Johnson. They're going to give him the first down with the forward progress. That is wild. Software largely trickled to a stop by 2002, though the Dreamcast's final licensed game on GD-ROM was Karis? Oh, only in Japan. Karis in 2007. That's wild.
Indeed, he does.
Last game on Dreamcast in all of North America was 2K2. NHL 2K2. TIL. Huh. Oh, Sega what the hell? Sega released their final? What was the last game for Dreamcast? The visuals still hold up IMO. I agree. I think 2K has a look to it, a style to it. I think it holds up. I think it holds up well. I think the gameplay holds up pretty nicely. Also,
They have their tight end to the right.
Brooks dropping back, firing. It's intercepted. Third pick of the day. Still want a Dreamcast despite zero reason to own one. That was kind of me. I bought a Dreamcast a couple of years ago, and I was like, well, I guess I just kind of have this now.
Let's look at this again and check out the
That is...
great defense.
It's a really nice catch. Is that Rice again? That's his second interception. That looked like he tipped it to himself just to look really cool.
Yeah, you can't coach
The problem with Dreamcast is that the games are hard to find, and even if you can find them, they are expensive. With the exception of some of the sports games, which isn't everyone's forte. It's definitely up my alley, but boy, Minnesota's throwing this game away. Quite literally throwing this game away. That is the third interception thrown by Aaron Brooks today. As Martin picks up 3. Detroit can kind of shift into clock management mode and just kind of ice this game. And that's also a good description of why the GD ROM. The GD ROM, everybody.
Stops that play after only a couple of yards.
Took this one off his right guard, and he gets a few.
Are there any Dreamcast exclusive games that like just never came to any other console? Because like the reason to buy Dreamcast would have been like Crazy Taxi, but that ended up on everything. There were some Sonic games, but those ended up on everything. The 2K games eventually ended up on everything. But with the Saturn, I'm okay with expensive and rare. Oof, I wish you luck. Good luck with that. I watch DS Koopa does owns a retro game store, and like the Sega Saturn prices are ludicrous. Grew up with a Saturn. The Saturn was the one that came out during E3 for like $700, right? First down and 10 from the 20. Nice spin move by Martin will help him pick up 2. This is the kind of drive Minnesota was looking at earlier today, where they were in the first quarter. They took up so much of that first quarter with a drive that wasn't going far, but it was taking them a while to get there. Launched on stage. Wow. That's just a thing that would not happen anymore. Couldn't. I don't even think it could happen. With the way everything leaks, trying to launch an entire console on stage at E3. Oh, Martin, it looked like he had some room on the left side, but got tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Loses all those yards he gained and more. Third down and 11. Lions, if they choose to just run it here, can run out this third quarter, but we'll see what they elect to do on third down.
It's 3rd and 11. 4 wide receivers on the field.
Just outside of the red zone. 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen. They're going to the top side, going to the far sideline. That's a nice defensive play by the Minnesota Vikings that'll hold them to a field goal try and keep them within 10. That's a...
It'll be a 38-yard attempt.
Ticked off a bunch of stores, I imagine. Hurting the console. Huh. I mean, it's not surprising that it hurt the console, that they launched it with no like pre-plan, but ticking off stores I'm sure doesn't help. Like, hey, here's going to be this thing that you're not supposed to talk about. That's wild.
It'd be that cool if it was twice the distance. This guy is great.
The Lions have extended their lead and make it a 2-score game.
7-play, 13-yard drive, 245. That's what you're looking for. If you're the Detroit Lions, you want to shift into this kind of style of offense.
The kick is up.
Oh, wow. KB Toys completely dropped Sega product over it. Huh, I did not know that.
They've been having a tough time passing the ball today, Dan.
Yeah, they have been. They have been having a really hard time passing the ball. It's hard to pass the ball when you throw 3 interceptions.
They're going with 3 wideouts.
So Minnesota's going to run the ball here. They'll try the left side, and they will get nothing. 2nd down and 10.
How quickly the defense reacted to force that loss. Really nice speed to the outside.
Only some stores knew it was happening, and the other found out at E3. Oh my god.
It's the end of the 3rd quarter. The Lions currently in
I mean, like, it's obviously hindsight's 2020. Hold on. The Detroit Lions have 67 total yards of offense. They are living in this game because of the turnovers. Half of the Vikings' possessions have ended in turnovers. That is wild. To just find out, like, oh, there's a new console out at E3, and you're the place that has to sell it to the customer. Goodness gracious. Again, like, I know hindsight's 2020 and everything, but you could just tell. Oh, we got a flag down. Here's a interception touchdown. Flag down on the play. Is it pass interference? Oh, it's holding on the offense. That's going to be a touchdown for the Lions. Sounds awesome to announce it's available, but really terrible idea. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You have to give people heads up. Like everybody. Consumers, store people. Like, there has to be an awareness of it. I wonder, now that you mention it, like that, what was it, KB Toys? Yeah, KB Toys, like they completely dropped it. Like, how much did that affect the... How much did that, like, domino effect into the Dreamcast? That was the first kind of thing you mentioned the dropping Sega product and just going, like, we're not dealing with this anymore. I know that the Dreamcast probably failed for a bunch of different reasons. The PS2 picked up a lot of steam before it even came out.
Dawson lines up, signals, and we're ready for the kickoff.
Didn't even know it existed until I unwrapped a Saturn.
Good kick.
They never touched it. Whew.
Buckholder catches it.
How big is KB Toys? Was that, like, big?
Stop at the 33-yard line.
First down, Vikings.
They let them have 3 points, and now they have to see what they can do on offense.
Okay, so down 17. I thought this was going to be a more interesting game to watch. Aaron Brooks over here, just throwing the game away.
Split backfield. Brooks, a back.
Oh, good. They're going to throw it again. Oh, I thought that was going to be picked. There was a defender right over the middle. Went for Keyshawn Johnson, but could not come up with the reception. Hopefully, if Detroit gets the ball back, they'll just kind of run this clock out, and they'll keep their playoff hopes alive.
2nd and 10.
Was my heater kicking on? Brooks short squeeze. Oh my goodness. I think so. I'm in Canada, so I never saw them. Oh.
Have been scooping up passes like King Kong swatting down biplanes. Let's watch. Oh, kaboom.
That sounds like KB Toys. I'm going to guess. So I'm from America, and I've never seen one. And I would have guessed before you said that. Mine came from a Toys R Us. We had Toys R Us here. I was going to guess before you said that, like, you said I'm in Canada, I never saw one. I would have thought that KB Toys would have been in Canada. So I'm going to guess the KB Toys largely on the East Coast. East Coast or, like, South Midwest. Let's look up KB Toys. Don't tell me there's one... What? There was a KB Toys in my hometown? What?
Ball on the 29.
2009? KB Toys. Mall-based. Oh, maybe it was. Okay, I guess I kind of recognize that logo. Says it was second Target's toy store? Oh, second largest. Toy Store.
Down after a hand
KB Toys.
With the draw between the left guard and tackle, and he gets a few.
Number of locations, 461. Second largest toy retailer in the U.S. Declared bankruptcy in 2004 and 2008. Good job. KB Toys. Huh. History? Oh, good. Lawsuits. Ownership changes. Hold on. Oh, okay. I kind of recognize that. Did anybody shop at KB Toys? Yes, but not often.
That will bring up fourth
Huh.
and short.
God, I wonder. It says it was in. So my hometown is Spokane, Washington, and there's a couple of malls there, and one of them was called the Northtown Mall, which I wasn't like the biggest frequenter of when I was a kid. We'd go every once in a while, but we typically went to GameStop if we were there because for some reason, GameStop had two locations in one mall. They had one on the second floor and one on the first floor, and we would just like walk between the two. But I don't really remember where the KB Toys would have been. Interesting. I remember seeing one or two commercials back in the day. Honestly, a KB toy commercial might be more interesting than this game. KB Toys. I didn't recognize it until I saw the mall store logo, and I was like, oh, that looks kind of familiar.
We have a flag on the play. Let's listen to the call.
Oh, a delay of game.
The Lions take a little too much time and get the delay of game
Commercial?
penalty. You can't take that much time. You just got to call the play and get to the line of scrimmage.
KB Toys logo / commercial history. Just 10 minutes.
A 48-yard attempt.
My mall had a KB Toy for years and 2 GameStops inside. Plus one out. Wait, hold on. Are you saying there's 3 GameStops?
It's away.
Kick is away. Kick is up. Kick is good. 23-3 now.
And he adds
Southern.
to the board.
Southern Ontario. So he gets lots of Detroit,
Blink and
Erie.
field goal from a long
Oh,
way.
interesting.
Great kick.
That's wild.
And your coach will start calling you
3 GameStops. That is like, that's so many
From
GameStops.
the laundromat to see how
Yes, within a mile of each other.
The Lions have to be
Okay.
happy with this lead they're
Were
building.
any of them called EB Games?
23-3.
The Electronics Boutique.
Dawson
It might have been one of them was an EB Games and the other one was a GameStop.
It's away.
Mine was EB.
Buckhalter gets it deep.
There's a nice tackle. At one time, yes, before they merged. That might have been what it was at the mall for
Well, they
myself.
have the ball again,
EB was the
but it hasn't
Canadian
been pretty
branding.
So far. They're really in a hole.
Okay.
Something spectacular
That's weird.
to happen.
All of the 25-yard line.
Maybe they thought a lot of Canadians were going to Spokane, Washington. Hey, make sure there's an EB Games here so that they know. Man. Boy, if you wanted to know what the Vikings game has looked like, just use that play right there.
The only guy
Just a totally terrible pass, no receiver really near it.
Second and 10.
All right, second down and 10. Brooks is dropping back, rolls and fires over the middle, finds Keyshawn Johnson, who drops it. Both in the USA, but I never saw GameStop until the last 10 years. I think it was both in the US, but my, like, I guess cognizant memory would be around 2000. But I also, like, we didn't go to that mall, like, super frequently because we lived not, like, far away, but it was like we didn't need to go there all that often. And I'm sure as a kid I wasn't paying attention to what I was like, oh, the video game store. I'll go there now. Like the bags had dual branding.
Jeff
Yeah.
Graham shows here why he's a force to be reckoned with downfield. Watch. That's a
It
solid
was a
catch,
thing,
but
yeah.
he isn't through.
That checks
No,
out.
no, it's like
Man,
well,
if only Minnesota had
it's
done
a
that
fine sorbet,
earlier.
cleansing the palate before a big meal of a run.
That is beautiful.
I've been, collecting some food metaphors.
8 for 21. 5 interceptions.
The big pass last
Oh
play,
my goodness.
first down.
The Minnesota Vikings might actually outgain the Detroit Lions, but they're going to lose by like 3 scores. There's a nice play to Jeremy Shockey. First down. Who's taking a timeout?
Take their first timeout.
Aaron Brooks.
Stop it. You're down by 20. You're down by 20 and your season's been over for a couple of weeks.
Pass left no opening for it to be picked off at all.
Yes, sir. He threw a guided missile there. Emphasis on guided. He knew exactly where that pass was going. The clock is at 1 minute 45 seconds. Brooks aims back. Throws.
Throws over the middle. Caught. Dropped.
The Vikings will take a timeout.
35,000 until 2004, 2005. Wow.
And for the completion, despite triple coverage. Oh, we gotta see
So
that.
then
Bam, puts
I had
the
one
football
game
where it
shop and
needs
then a 30-minute
to be for
drive.
the catch.
Was the game
Yeah, see
shop,
no pass,
not
hear no
GameStop,
pass,
game shop?
block no
Was it like a local place?
Shows 139
Microplay? That sounds low. That sounds local. We had kind of a mix where we had like EB Games and GameStop in Northtown, and there were a couple of local places called Trade a Game, Touchdown, Minnesota. It's a Canadian small chain. There's a couple places in my hometown of called Trade a Game that actually existed right until the pandemic. Like I can't believe it would still existed in 2019 when I was probably last there, and then it was probably on its last legs for like quite a while, and then it finally got taken out, and that building is still empty. But they had 2 locations. One of them was up north, and then one of them was out in the valley. And it would be like you would bring in a game, and then they would tell you, okay, you can trade this. This is like a level 4 game, and you can pay us $10, and we'll trade you this game for that game, or you can trade it for a lower level game. It's a very like weird and kind of confusing system. Feels like maybe you should just trade things in and then buy them, but all had the little rooms in the back, the consoles and TVs, so you could rent out the room. Oh, that's awesome. Feels like a thing that was very late 90s, maybe early 2000s. Because there was one place, like the new places that are in my area that are like retro are called Game World, and they tried to do that sort of like, hey, I have a party here, rent out this room, but I don't think anybody ever used it, ever. He was renting Saturn. You were renting Saturn games there.
Take a timeout. That's their final one.
Nice.
12 yards to go.
$20 an hour.
Ball at
There's
the
a,
30-yard line.
I think there's a new place that does like, specifically does like,
They have 2 tight ends in.
you can rent like a station or whatever. Like you go in their building and you pay them however much. They're taking a knee with a minute and a half left. Still had Sega CD games on the shelf then. Dang. Look out for that disc rot. 3rd down at 14. I think they're going to be able to run this clock out. Just barely. 23-10 going to be your final score here. Detroit's playoff hopes stay alive. Minnesota's going home after a 5-interception performance from Aaron Brooks, literally throwing the game away.
3rd and 14.
Don't snap the ball yet. Don't snap the ball yet. Oh, they're not going to be able to run at the clock. Actually, no, they will, because it takes like a bunch of seconds before the play clock resets.
4th down.
4th down.
16 yards to go.
So are you actively collecting any Sega stuff, or just kind of Disc rot. No. Bum, bum, bum. It's all too much now. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think there's ever a console that I'd want to collect for, but like, there's like some series here and there, but they're not that expensive.
23 to 10. Well, that should do
Still
it
have my
for
second
today.
gen
On
Saturn.
behalf
Dang.
of myself, Peter O'Keefe, and Michelle Westfall, I'm Dan Stevens.
Trying to
Thanks
think.
for joining us.
I think I have
Let's
my
go now to the
original like
post-game wrap-up
PS1,
here on ESPN.
like the small refresh one. I think I still have that. That is awful. They had 69 yards, nice, but like gross. Points off turnovers. I've never seen that stat before. 22 points off turnovers.
And they did just that.
And they scored 23.
In this game, and look how they scored off them. Ron Rice troubled the quarterback with a total of 2 interceptions.
Never had a PS1.
5 tackles.
We always had the console super late. So we got like here's like the budget version of it or whatever. So we had like a PS1 with like a few games here or there. But then we got a GameCube. I never owned a PS2 until I bought one. Probably the one that I'm using, which was like 2017. Okay. What do we schedule? What's our next game up? Let's give it a ColecoVision. We got a Saturn in 96 and a PS2 in 2001. Dang. So no Nintendo consoles then either? Let's do that and let's see if we can figure it out here. Nope. Yeah, we were a Nintendo household until my brother and I got Xbox 360s in 2009 or so, 2008, somewhere in there. Well, a Play It Loud Game Boy. Play It Loud Game Boy. What is a Play It Loud Game Boy? I had a Game Boy Pocket. I don't know what the Game Boy Play It Loud was. 3 games for it? All right, let's get this set up real quick. You know what? The Patriots are going to... the Jets... Patriots win. OG DMG, but color case. Oh, okay. What games did you have for it? Jaguars take the AFC South. The Browns have had the North for a while. The Patriots currently lead in the East, but the Jets play the Packers. That could make things interesting. Broncos and Cardinals would be the next game up. I don't know that I want to watch the Broncos play. Let's do this. Let's just skip that. Because the Detroit Lions won, we're going to watch the 49ers and the Rams. Oh, the Broncos take the AFC West by 1 point. Space Invaders, Link to the Past, 007. 007. Pierce Brosnan or whoever was before him? Timothy Dalton. 007. Huh. I guess the Game Boy lasted for a very long time. The Jets, they make the AFC East interesting. The Bears fall, but it doesn't matter. Seahawks beat the Chargers. And we are set. We're going to go 49ers Rams. Let's get you set for the storylines here in this one. The Broncos, the Broncos win the AFC West. For this game, though, we are looking at the 49ers. If the 49ers win, they win the NFC West. They would be the third team in the NFC to have a 12-4 record, though they could be a 3 seed. The Rams, if they win, they are in. That's all they have to do. That's it. They'll be the final team in the playoffs. That'll send 3 NFC West teams to the postseason, and then we'll figure out the NFC East problem after that. The Broncos pick up a victory, so they are 7-9. They will go to the playoffs as a 7-9 team. They will join the Browns, Jaguars, Colts, and Jets The Patriots are also going to go. Oh my goodness. The Titans. Who'd the Titans lose to? Where'd the Titans go? Titans, what happened? You lost to the Texans? Idiots. Got the double up was late in the 90s. It was a color game. Played a fair bit of Space Invaders. Really didn't care much for Zelda. I haven't played much Zelda. I'm not a Zelda guy. So that is what we are dealing with today. The AFC East is going to send 2 teams through the postseason. So we don't have to worry about the Jets game. Rams, you win, you're in. That's it. If
It's week 17.
the 49ers win, they could be the 3rd seed, which is kind of wild for a 12-win team, but hey, that happens. Or a 5th seed, excuse me. I said 3rd, but they'd be a 5 seed.
The Rams, who come in running the ball with reasonable success. It's not the focus of their game plan, but it gets the job done. We'll see what happens along with Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe, who are on location in St. Louis.
Okay.
Hello. We've got a late season game here at the
11-4,
Dome.
take it on 9 and
Dan
6.
Stevens with Peter O'Keefe.
For
Peter,
maximum
how about giving us the lowdown?
drama, you're going to want to root for a 49ers victory, because I don't know who's going to make the postseason then.
Mike Martz has really put together a quality rushing attack. You know, it's a
James
combination of
Bond
play calling,
007.
talent scouting, and
That's
knowing how to
wild. It's not even
motivate
based off a
players.
movie?
On the other side of the field, you have yet another brilliantly coached team. Steve Mariucci knows how to get the most out of his running backs and O-line. They are among the best in the league right now. Don't blink. You
James
don't want to miss a
Bond.
play.
Thanks, Peter. Let's go
007.
midfield, where the team captains are ready for the coin toss.
Game? Game Boy? Oh, shoot. Wow. Wow.
49ers elect to receive
4.8 out of 5 on
and start the
eBay.
game.
1998. Huh. Wild. Wild.
Peterson gets ready to get this
I love
game
learning about
underway.
retro stuff. There's the kick. I had a Game Boy, I had Wayne's World. It's kind of a weird game to own. Never asked for it, got it as a random Christmas gift.
Down at the 19-yard line.
Someone was like, they like James Bond.
Let's see what their O does this time.
Pierce Brosnan's all the rage. Michael Vick, the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Hadn't played Game Boy in years.
High formation.
Did you have to go on a big search and hope that the batteries weren't corroded? There's a run off the right side. Big gain for the 49ers is an 8-yard pickup. 2nd down and 2. And Barlow with a nice start for this 49ers offense.
It's 2nd and 2.
Now it's on my shelf untouched for at least 2 years.
Split
Dang.
backfield.
Vic goes with a short drop, but it's a draw play. They'll lose 2. Nice job by the Rams. Rams front gets in the backfield. Oh, there's Mike Tauscher. Looks like he's about 12.
Steve Wisniewski inspires his teammates
Steve
to
Wisniewski.
give it their all on every play.
Up now are the receivers.
Rod Smith generates a lot of excitement.
He
with
threw
his
it out in
aerial
2009.
offense.
Oh, rip.
So far this
Did he even
season,
trade it in?
68 yards and just under a touchdown a game.
Last but not least, we have these 3 gentlemen.
Michael Vick sets the tempo in this group.
Vic
Through
Barlow
this season,
Beasley.
He's averaged 139 yards and around a touchdown.
Dope into the
a game.
trash.
Okay,
Oh,
back to
man.
the action. Third and
Maybe
4.
had 20 hours on it.
Tight end is lined up on the right side.
We had a lot of hours on our Game Boys.
Goes in motion.
My brother and I each had one. But we had Pokemon Blue, so we put a lot of hours into that. But we had a Super Nintendo that we also had a Super Game Boy for, so we would play stuff on the TV. So I don't know. I think we use the Game Boys more on trips and stuff, but I don't know how you... I regret it, but I don't lose sleep over it. Oh, sure. Sure.
Dastoodle will punt.
4th down and 1, so the St. Louis defense gives up 8 yards on that first play, but only 1 total yard on the following couple to force a punt here.
There's the punt. Dixon fields this one.
There's a nice run back up past the 40 to the 43-yard line.
On the return.
Game Boys aren't exactly hard to find, though.
Well, the defense
And if
did their
I mean,
job.
if it wasn't a thing that you cared about in the first place, like whatever.
Ball at the 43-yard line.
Kind of surprised that it made it that long for you. Had a battery door taped in the battery cube on the contacts. 2009, they were not worth anything. Yeah, that makes sense.
Miller.
I don't even think they're really worth that much right now.
Incomplete pass.
Overthrows everybody. 2nd down and 10.
Down the Rams offense.
Maybe this isn't the team that we want to see in the playoffs.
Kyle Turley.
NFC West has been wildly
His line are ready to go.
good
Next up, the
this year.
receiving corps.
Oh, Ricky Prohl.
Can break the game
Bubba
wide
Franks.
open when he gets the ball. So far this season, he's averaged
80 bucks in the
46
shop around the
yards
corner.
on 4
Yeah.
catches a game.
Finally, here's the general and his next in command.
Edgerrin
Jim
James
Miller.
grabs a lion's share
Edgerrin
of the
James.
attention on the ground this season.
Jamar
He's
Mark.
averaged 67
DMG.
yards and just under a touchdown a game.
Back to the field now.
I think they go for 60 over here.
Ball on the 43.
God, 8 touchdowns and how many? Was it 15 interceptions? How does this team have a winning record?
That's a block. It'll be 3rd and long.
That is wild.
Peter, let's go over the
Here's a look at the San Francisco defense is doing its job.
We'll start off with the D-line.
Robert Forche shows tremendous
Leon
heart,
Lett.
and the other linemen respect that.
Next up are the linebackers.
Ronald McKinnon is the
Leon Lett
standout
doesn't
player
have
of
the
this bunch.
Last but
Classic
not
Instruments.
least, we have the secondary.
Corey Fuller stays neck and neck with
the
his
mind-blowing
man,
thing.
neutralizing him.
Let's get back to the game.
3rd down and 9.
It's 3rd and 9.
$150 for a drum kit alone. Oh, dang.
Miller fades back.
Miller dropping back. He's throwing over the middle. That's Proel. He'll be 2 yards short.
They wanted more, but they didn't get it. Stingy D, and it'll be 4th down.
2 yards to go.
Oh, you mean like Rock Band stuff. Gotcha. For whatever reason that just did not click.
Comes in to punt.
Yeah, that stuff was worth like nothing, and now it's all of a sudden like you're saying 150 for the drum kit, 50 for the guitars.
It's away.
And the interesting thing is they're bringing out more COVID markup. Yeah. Yeah. People kind of stuck at home, not doing a whole lot. I guess my first thought wasn't like, man, I'd love to play Rock
They've got
Band.
a long way to go. Not where you want to start a drive.
Ball at the 13-yard line.
Well, the interesting thing about it,
Wide out.
sitting on gold mines, I'm curious to see what the prices do with if they make new instruments for the Fortnite festival
Just
stuff.
left of center and gets a few.
If they think they're sitting on gold mines, they need to get off of it now.
It's now
Like if you pull like a
2nd and
good
6.
you pull a Victor Wembanyama rookie basketball card, sell it now. 2nd down and 6. Vic steps back and throws. He finds a completion out to the 27-yard line. That'll be a 1st and 10 for the San Francisco 49ers. As we work our way through quarter number 1, final game of the regular season.
Nice completion here. Take a look. There's the throw right in between the numbers.
He had them lined up just right, and they connected for a decent gain.
Oh man, what a catch-22. I was talking to the shop owner. Basically old junk and have to pay big bucks to move the games. Ugh.
Vic fades back.
Vic drops and fires off the hands and incomplete.
Vic busted his arm there, but
Collision
that was a pretty tough throw.
jarred the ball loose. It's 2nd down and 10. 100 minutes to go in quarter number 1. 49ers looking to move to 12-4. Could be as low as a 5 seed, though. Maybe 3 seed. It could be as low as a 5 if they are, if Arizona wins. Oh, here we go. Big play. Inside the 50, down to the 40, to the 35, and wrestle out of bounds. Find mine in the wild here and there.
Eddie Kennison really executed well on that play. Let's take a look. Here's the catch, and it's a good one, but there's no time to celebrate.
No, because he's already thinking about how much farther he can go. And he goes
Yeah, that makes sense.
Peter.
Wii stuff. I guess I kind of forgot those were even on the Wii.
49ers have a first after the big pass on that.
I don't know. Nintendo's been like doing their own stuff for so long at this point, starting with the Wii, that it's just like, oh, that game's on that console.
From the last play.
Wild. Oh, nice. That was a really nice job by the defensive player there. Took his blocker into the backfield, shoved him down, and then was able to get the tackle for a loss of 3. The official Wii version guitar. Why do you... What about it speaks to you? All right, end of the first quarter, 0-0, but the 49ers are driving. They have 69 yards. We're seeing a lot of 69s. It's a very nice thing to see. The Rams have 8 total yards. They did manage to hold on to the ball for over a minute, so good for them. Its price, under $30. Usually. Huh, yeah. Usually.
3rd and 4. Smith in motion.
So in field goal range here. They're going to go with a run play off the right side. Barlow with a nice move. Picks up the first down and more.
First down.
Kevin Barlow.
Often with some version of Guitar Hero included.
Safe run and gets the first. Now he's past the marker.
Great execution on 3rd down play. Anytime you move the
They
chains,
made so
well,
many
you have to
Guitar
be
Heroes.
happy.
So many Guitar Heroes and Rock Bands. That was like such an era.
Ball on the 20.
I remember playing a bunch of that at my friend's house, but like, I ended up buying World Tour. I think I still probably have mine, but I have no idea. I kind of doubt that it still like works or is good,
Charges.
but who knows.
Ball at the 19-yard line.
The move is to get the Wii guitar and then mod it for PC use for Clone Hero.
Smith in motion. Barlow again gets it.
They'll hand the ball off to Barlow. Lose 1. 3rd down and 9.
Nice job on that 2nd down play, plugging up the middle. Lost yardage on that one.
It's 3rd and 9.
In the red zone, the 49ers. 3 receivers to the bottom. They're going with a run play again. Barlow does a good job to pick up 6 before he gets knocked down.
Right of center, and he got some nice yards, but
What?
they're
Someone
still
that's
short of
yelling.
first.
They have like player dialogue.
Conway and put his team on top with this kick here in the 2nd quarter.
Interesting. Kick is up. Kick is good. And that's that'll put San Francisco out front, 3-0.
Todd Bauman yanks down the high snap and gets it set just in time. And then the kick is good.
Well, I'll tell you, he earned an extra helping at every team meal next week. Had he missed that, it would have been a disaster. The 49ers strike first in the game, 3-0.
Forwards are too expensive. I don't know what that kind of cord is. Kick is away. And the Rams will take it from right around the goal line. Adapts Wiimote to USB. Huh. I've never heard of that. I've also never had a reason to, like, need to look that up. You know?
Ball on the 20.
Let's give the fans a show. Put the points on the board.
I don't think I've ever played more than, like, 4 hours of Wii. I played, like, Wii bowling, and that was it. Oh, man, that was a really bad throw. Jim Miller, what are you doing?
Well, not sure what went wrong on that.
Jim Miller with an errant pass. Almost threw an interception. The closest player to that was a San Francisco 49er. Wii is the best way to play GameCube.
2nd and 10.
Why is that? 2nd down and 10. There's another throw. Miller, that's a nice completion. I believe that's Crowell on the reception. Is indeed. So 3rd down and 1.
Make this 3rd down a whole lot easier.
Doesn't feel like a big drive for the Rams, but it would be nice for them to get a little bit of rhythm going here. San Francisco had a pretty good drive. The Rams defense responded, which is kind of why you can start looking at this team and going like, okay, now you can see why they make the playoffs. Offset I formation. They're going to go with a run. Whew. Needed a yard, got a yard and a half. We will see the 2-minute warning here, and this is where this game starts getting a little weird at times. HD cables are dirt cheap rather than a unicorn.
Ball at the 31-yard line.
Tiers of the GameCube HD cables. Wow. Okay. James with a run to the outside. We'll pick up 4. I use for me, I use an HDMI like converter where you plug in the AV cables and then I plug in an HDMI to the other side of it. It's like a $20 piece of equipment. Hasn't steered me wrong yet. So, set of Cube component cables are a few hundred. Ugh. Ugh. James with a big run. Is that the cord that was only released like in Japan or something like that? It's like a really expensive cord that is like officially like Nintendo released. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Good God. Unicorn Tears is a good description. 3rd down and 1. We can go with a run play here, unless everybody go with a play action. Oh, they go with a delay. They went with the opposite way. They went with a delayed handoff. I see a timeout.
The Rams take their first timeout.
Nice job to pick
Had the
up
chips in the
good
cord.
read of the D and nice explosion to get through the line.
The clock is at 55. They come out
4 or 5 wheels. Neil will be sitting on the next gold mine. Miller dropping back and throws it. There's going to be a flag down, but it's caught. Pass interference on the defense. Haven't seen a lot of penalties today. We saw a hold in the Lions game. We see a pass interference penalty here that doesn't affect the play. So it is still 1st and 10 for the Rams.
Ball at the 42-yard line.
Kenyon Rambo. First reception goes for 15 into San Francisco territory around the 42-yard line. Miller throws and finds Prohl. He's up inside the 20 and he'll be knocked out of bounds at the 16-yard line. This is what you're looking for right before half. Get into a little bit of a rhythm. See if you can find some points. Fighting for your playoff lives here. San Francisco could be I guess a 1. San Francisco or Arizona could be like a 1, 2, a 3, or a 5. Because I don't know how it's all going to... They are dirt cheap once the drive dies. Like inside the Wii, it just like goes bad. 5 receiver set here for the Rams. That's off the hands and incomplete. Huh. I wasn't aware there was that much of a problem with the Wii. I don't know how widespread that problem is, but.
Second and 10. They line up with 4 wideouts.
They have 5 wideouts, video game. There's another throw, same spot. This time it's in for the touchdown. That's a great drive for the Rams right down the field. They do leave San Francisco a pretty good chunk of time on the clock, 50-something seconds. Opportunity to respond, but this is where the game starts to get kind of weird. 38 seconds, I apologize. Oldest Weezer, 18 years old now. Gross. Don't say things like that. That's hurtful. I don't want to think about the fact that the Wii is 18 years old. Stop it. Makes me feel old. I was like out of high school. I was getting ready to leave high school when the Wii came out.
The extra point. Good. The Rams.
I guess I was already out. I mean, I guess like it goes back to that thing where like Nintendo was doing their own thing that I didn't care about. Like the Wii is kind of like motion controls. I don't have any interest in this. I want a 360 or a PS3 or whatever. Like it just kind of existed, and so many millions of people loved it. But like I don't think I ever owned one. Ever? That's a really nice run back for San Francisco. Wii Sports was fun. I agree. Wii Sports was fun.
Which is a really big boost going into halftime.
Ball on the 36.
Let's just march right on down the field on these bumps.
Harlow, they're going to go with a run play there to start us off. Or to start themselves off, I should say. 2nd down and 8. I hope they remaster Metroid Prime 2 and Metroid Prime 3 for the Switch. Because like Metroid Prime was like the reason I would want to play a Wii, because I liked the first one. I never played the second one, but like I don't want to use motion controls for the third. Get out of here. Put it on the Switch. Vic runs out of time and gets sacked. That'll take us to the half. St. Louis leads 7-3.
That will do it for the first half. Score 7-3. Let's go to Clark Dishman in the ESPN studios for a halftime update.
Welcome to the ESPN halftime update.
That's a good reason to buy one. It's a good reason to buy a game or two here or there.
Having held their own in this game, and it's due in no small part to an effective run-stopping front line.
Okay.
The numbers tell the story
Here we go. Second half coming up. Jim Miller is hot at the half. A little surprising because he was kind of garbage for the first drive or two, but really picked it up there on the third drive and drove them down the field for a touchdown.
Let's send it back to Dan and
This
Peter.
Rams team feels a little all over the place. Like their drives are kind of feast or famine so far. That's a good time to score a touchdown too and hold San Francisco to nothing because they're going to get the ball first. Can push this to a touchdown lead or maybe a 2-score game. Baja Blast, Baja Blast, you know it. The greatest Mountain Dew. Now in stores for its 20th anniversary. It is good. 20 years. 20 years. You want to talk about the Wii making people feel old?
Ball on the 23.
Actually, I guess I kind of thought Baja Blast was older, just because it seemed like it was always there.
Just one man in the back.
But I guess 2004 would be kind of where you start to expand a little bit. 2004, I would have been out of middle school, going into high school, so you start to kind of, I don't know, you get more permission to like do stuff, I guess.
2nd and 10.
Didn't hear of it until 5 years ago. Well, I guess if you don't go to Taco Bell that often, there's no reason to really know it. Because it is, and like 5 years ago was probably when they started putting it out every summer. because that's what they did. It was a Taco Bell exclusive, and then
But the catch doesn't pan out.
probably about 5 years ago, they started like, oh, every summer it's out, but only for the summer, and then they would go back to being a Taco Bell exclusive. Taco Bell is where you had it. Oh, okay. But it was year-round. Well, yeah, Taco Bell's always had it. Oh, Miller. Good job to stay on his feet. Rips it down the field. 2 receivers there, but nobody can come up with it. Good job to stay alive in the pocket and try to get a conversion on 3rd down. But the San Francisco defense comes up solid and forces a 4th down. Hopefully they'll leave it in stores year-round. I'm okay with going to Taco Bell every once in a while, but I'd like having some at home in cans to sip on. I really could go for some Taco Bell. Shoot. 10-10 Taco Bell run.
Close game so far.
First down and 10.
They'd love to score on this drive.
Ball at the 46-yard line.
Good starting field position for the 49ers. Vic runs into his running back Barlow, but still comes up with a nice completed pass.
All that and picks up some extra yards. First down.
Michael Vick threw a nice one this time. Watch this. Right by the defender.
Very good coverage, Peter. Let me ask you, how hard is it to
Man,
defend
that's a
against
weird animation.
He played it right. It
Never went to a Taco Bell in 2002. You never went back until 2018.
Ball on the 40.
Eddie Kinnison, 2 receptions, 53 yards. He has a long of 39 today. Vic, short drop, fires to the flat. Receiver makes a nice catch and a good move to pick up a couple extra yards. 2nd down and 5.
And completed for a nice pickup off first down.
Fast food wasn't a common thing in your house? Fast food was a common thing for me once I started like going out and about, especially like hanging out with like friends and stuff. Is like, what do you guys want to do? I was like, well, we'll just go to Jack in the Box or whatever. Taco Bell. I think Jack in the Box was usually where we went, but yeah, I was way more of a thing for me, especially like in high school. Even now, I mean,
On 2nd down.
I had fast food the other day.
It's 3rd and 5.
Did I? Yeah. I don't know. Does IHOP count as fast food? Teddy Bruschi, 4 tackles on the day. 3rd down and 5. McDonald's, yeah. Oh, whoa. Okay, kind of a weird play there. That was a very bizarre situation. There were 2 receivers there. Both had a shot at the ball. Nobody came up with the catch, and it looked like a defender maybe got a hand on it and could have come away with a turnover. Yeah, late high school would have been like, do you want like school lunch or do you want to go do something else? Kick is away. Oh, this is a terrible punt. This is an awful punt. Oof. Out of bounds at the 21. Kind of a weird spot to even punt the ball anyway, because that's like got to be outside field goal range. At that point, I think you at least try for the 3, cut it to a 1-point game. If you miss, you're not giving up that much field position, and your defense has played pretty well.
They're going with their tight end right. Miller drops back.
Miller throws over the middle, and that is actually caught. We have seen so many plays where the receiver gets a hand on the ball and the defender jars it loose. I thought that was going to be the result on that play, or even a turnover with how that defender was positioned. So, but a nice catch regardless. 2nd down and 2 with 2 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. We'll talk about the scores. We'll talk about the standings, and we'll get you set up for the playoffs, which will be starting next week.
By the 12-year man out of Texas A&M.
Took this one left side of the line, but it didn't
It's a big
open
play
up
for the
like he wanted
49ers.
to,
See if they
but
can
he
come up with a
stopped
stop
pretty
here.
quickly.
Third and 1.
Boom pow, boom boom pow, boom pow. Tight formation, offset eye. Oh, bring him inside. Pitch to that same spot that they tried to shift the receiver, and actually a good job by James to stay on his feet and pick up that first down.
Run around the right side to pick up the first. He knew where he needed to be to move those markers.
I'll be honest, I lost Edward James there a little bit. I wasn't sure where he was. Looked like it was actually pretty decent penetration by that side of the offense, or by that side of the defense for San Francisco, but they just couldn't come up with the tackle. Two receivers to the top side of the screen, another offset I formation. Miller throws and finds Prohl breaking towards the sideline. Catch is made and picks up a solid gain of 15 or so. Penetration.
Move the chains. Nice play.
Just short of midfield at the 47-yard line, 48-yard line.
Hard after every catch,
4 receptions, 56 yards, 25 yak
They have 3 receivers in.
from the midfield logo. We're going to go with a run off the right side. James with a terrific job to break through into the secondary. 10-5, touchdown Rams. Punching this San Francisco 49ers team in the mouth to get into the playoffs.
Touchdown, baby.
Oh, yeah. I don't think anybody was expecting.
Yeah, sometimes I get caught up with that.
Absolutely.
We were at a baseball game the other day, and it was like kind of cloudy, but there was just enough light that when like a foul ball went up, it was easy to lose kind of in the clouds. And we're like sitting in the stands, and it's like, oh, but I don't want to get hit in the head with a baseball like a foul ball. And so like it went like somebody hit it and it went up, and the person sitting in like the next a couple seats down from us just goes, is it coming on me? And it's like, oh my god. that is not the way you should phrase that. It's not. It was very funny. It was genuinely like a fearful comment that was just phrased in the worst possible way. Right at the goal line. Ooh, okay, it's an average return. For some reason I thought he was going to get tackled at the 15-yard line, but he actually does get it all the way out to the 20.
Well, they're down a bit, but they have plenty of time to work with. Okay, that being said, they would love to put some points on the board on this drive and keep it from getting away from them.
Ball on the 20.
So don't mess up my grass, Sean. Just calm down. Barlow trying to pick his way through the defense. He'll pick up 8, and that will end the third quarter. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Rams up 11 as we head to the 4th. 165 yards for the Rams. Pretty balanced attack for them. 95 yards through the air, 70 on the ground. San Francisco's not looking too bad, but a couple of big drives for St. Louis has them in good position.
It's 2nd and 2. They line up in the eye.
It would be the 6th seed. There's a nice catch. Oh, that's a big play for San Francisco. One man to beat, and he can't beat the sideline. Steps out as Rod Smith picks up a huge gain.
Football for a nice reception. Right there. But the play doesn't stop there, Dan.
No, sir. That's just the first act in a beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Effort all around.
Glad that you enjoyed, even though you're not a football guy.
The 49ers, after the big pass last play, will have a first down.
Man, Rod Smith hadn't done anything until that play. That was a solid gain, and his stats did not look great even after that big gain. Barlow dropped for a loss of 2. Nice play by Brewski in the backfield. The Rams have a little wiggle room. Just find it a slow sport.
All at the 36-yard
That's fair.
line.
Second and 12. Vic dropping back. Throws over the middle. Finds that's Rod Smith yet again. He'll pick up 11. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
dump it off over the middle and complete it to get some great yards on second down. That makes this upcoming conversion a heck of a lot easier.
Ooh.
3rd and 1.
Rod Smith, 4 receptions, 63 yards, averaging 15.7 a catch.
They're going with 2 wideouts. Cleveland goes in
We'll
motion.
bring in... Oh, that's a good job. Penetration again, by number 92. I mean, this defensive line for the St. Louis Rams has been incredibly good today, and they have come up with some huge plays in big moments. This should force San Francisco for a field goal attempt. They'd be able to be down 8, but a field goal by the Rams would be a pretty big deal for that. If we're playing hockey and box lacrosse, way faster and very physical. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Conway lines up for the field goal.
4th and 2. They'll go for the 3. Kick is up. Kick is good.
He makes the field goal.
Wonder where did they punt the ball last time? Because it feels like Conway got a pretty good leg into this one. And they punted the ball last time.
Question, Peter. You know, he's got to factor in things like wind and weather, but ultimately...
And again, you just go back to the fact that it's like, if you miss the field goal, the field position's 10, maybe 15 yards difference. That's not enough to, like, warrant... Oh, they're going for the onside kick? With 3:31? What is this game? Are you okay? Have you had a couple of brewskis? Oh my goodness, they're just giving him a free field goal at this point. Box lacrosse is played in a hockey rink with the ice removed or covered.
This is a big drive here.
I've not heard of box lacrosse.
Giving this game to us. Let's move. Double right.
James will run it.
But since I know like what lacrosse as like a basic structure kind of understood, I was like, yeah, it is faster.
Edgerrin James shows some impressive power on this run. Watch this.
I've been thinking a lot about like football kind of tricks you into thinking that American football tricks you into thinking a lot about how much action is happening, whereas it's like just not that much. Because you get one play every however long, but all the replays and stuff. I'm going to start milking some clock here, which is good. Good for them. I love clock management in video games. It's a weird thing to applaud, but it's very helpful. Especially when the teams aren't good and they keep throwing incomplete passes and stopping the clock. They can take this down to the 2-minute warning with a run play. 10 seconds of action every 3 minutes. Absolutely. There's a nice play right there. I think the thing that works for me specifically, football-wise and watching it on TV, is there's a lot of levels to it that can be broken down and explained why things did or did not work. Whereas, like baseball, it's like, well, they threw a pitch, and it did this. And it's like, okay, cool. Now we got to wait for 30 seconds before he throws the ball again. The pitch clock is a huge win for baseball. Huge. It was awesome going to the game the other day. And just kind of being like more invested and into it. But
we've reached the 2-minute warning.
2 minutes to go here in quarter number 4. St. Louis with a big lead here. 14-6.
Ball at the 25-yard line.
They just can't turn the ball over. You can't give San Francisco an opportunity. When you have a team down like this, you have to put them away. A field goal puts them away. There's a nice run by Edgerrin James, who picks up 10.5. 49ers will use a timeout. So now you have to start worrying about how far you're getting up the field. Man, the offensive and defensive lines have been so good for St. Louis. So good. Watched House of Cards on Netflix on my phone. What game did you go to?
Ball on the 14.
First and 10 here. Going with the pitch to the outside. Contacted in the backfield, but shakes off the tackle. It's actually a good down to go down. Jays versus... I was going to guess that, but I didn't want to assume. Blue Jays versus somebody. No idea.
Churning his legs until he's out of trouble.
Well, it just goes to show, Peter, persistence pays off in a pinch.
2019.
The clock is down to 1 minute and 48 seconds.
Push him back! Push him back!
St. Louis keeps it on the ground.
Stiff arms.
Into the end zone. Touchdown. That'll do it. Field goal would put the 49ers away, but a touchdown does it even more so.
There's the touchdown. Nice play.
Well, it's great when you can just run it in like that and avoid a goal line stand. Peterson will line up for the point after.
Just plays phone games. Yeah, that makes sense. It's a weird sport because you only have to watch every like 30 seconds or whatever. It's like, oh, pitch, okay. Oh, pitch, okay. I do like being at the stadiums and being in the atmosphere. I wouldn't. It's not a thing that I would watch like every day, but being involved in the game, going out, getting snacks, doing all that stuff is a lot more engaging.
Lines up, signals, and we're ready for the kickoff. Perfect kickoff. Ricard has it, and he thinks better of
So
returning
21-6, Rams are going to make the playoffs. Playoffs? Talking about playoffs?
Well, it'll take a miracle or three, but they have the smallest of small margins to win. They will need to score very, very quickly, however.
Man, that field goal they passed up on when they punted the ball. Holy moly. Because you think 21-9, it's only a 2-score game. Oh, there's a catch. Oh, he's off to the side. Or off to the races up the sideline. Steps out of bounds.
First down. 10 yards.
My aunt is like that. She's not a big football person, but her daughter was playing in the marching band during the halftime show. So she went to the game with us and read a book the whole time.
They have an empty backfield.
Which, like, I can't even focus on reading when it's quiet. I don't know how you do it when there's like 30,000 people yelling. Big plays by the 49ers. There's a third and final timeout.
Take a timeout. That's their final one.
Toronto FC.
He sees his man and then airs it out for the completion.
Yeah, they are in sync.
Is Toronto FC, is that part of MLS or is it? Oh, it is MLS. Okay. You answered before I even asked. You knew what I was going to say. Where do they play? Do they have like their own thing? Do they play like Seattle FC plays in CenturyLink? CenturyLink or whatever. BMO Field.
Incomplete pass.
Is BMO Field its own like a soccer stadium or is it like a multi-purpose thing? I can't. What the heck is the Seahawks stadium called? It's not Quest Field. That was 2006.
2nd and 10.
Is it called CenturyLink? Whatever it is. Like the Seattle FC shares a stadium with the football team. Across the street from the stadium for the Jays. Oh, nice. I love when stadiums are close like that. Ooh, could be a big injury for the San Francisco 49ers. We should get an update, but it's an offensive lineman.
And give you information as soon as possible.
The Seattle Mariners and Seattle Seahawks play across the street from each other. And later this year, the Apple Cup, which is between Washington and Washington State football, is at CenturyLink. It must be CenturyLink. And then across the street would be a Mariners game, and I would like to go to both. It'd be awesome. Built on the space of the original stadium for the Jays was. Oh, okay.
They're going for the first down on
Yeah, they have to go for the first down. There's no other option. 4th down and 4 to keep their slim hopes alive. Vic drops back, throws, and finds a receiver. It's Rod Smith. He's had steady hands all game long. They'll shift into a hurry-up offense in the red zone at the 14-yard line. Oh, a World Cup game. Is that going to be the next World Cup?
Injured a bit ago, and now we have the report. Let's go to Michelle Westfall.
Or further down the
Good
road.
news and bad news down on the field here, Dan. The good news is that the team doctor said that the x-rays on his foot were negative. The bad news is that he is finished for the game and may be out for up to 4 weeks.
Ooh, he might be out for 4 weeks. That's important because that's about how long the playoffs are. There's a catch and a touchdown for the 49ers, but it probably a little too late. They should go for 2 here. It's a joke of a stadium by comparison.
Right by the defender.
He zeroed in on his man early and obviously thought the single coverage was worth the risk.
With an accurate arm like that, Dan, there wasn't any risk at all.
The next World Cup is in... Oh, it's Canada, USA, and Mexico. Oh, okay. I wasn't aware that Canada was in the mix. I remember like hearing about like a split thing, which is kind of weird. Because like people hate playing at the stadium in Mexico. Azteca, I want to say. It's like 7,000 feet or something ridiculous altitude-wise. That might be too much. That's a dramatic number, but it is way up there. Vancouver is getting 6 games. Wow. Onside kick. Oh my, they almost got that. That went off of a St. Louis Ram and then just sat there on the ground while no one tried to pick it up. Oh my goodness.
There's the grab.
Oh, St. Louis doing what Green Bay did against the Seahawks back in 2015.
Like I said, they had to try, but now it's not looking so good. And the most important drive of the game here, if they get a first down and control the clock, hey, they could walk away with this one.
1:03 left.
Proper facility for such an event.
He'll take a knee.
There's a knee. And here we go. St. Louis. Nice win. 21-14. Score is closer than the game might indicate, but what is that phrase? I can never get that phrase. Final score is closer than you would think. Oh, whatever. BMO Field's going to be expanded. What's it currently? If it's getting expanded to 30K, what's it sitting at now? 15? Okay.
Ball at the 45.
Second down and 12. We'll see another kneel down. We'll get a little post-game show and we'll get out of here.
And the clock will wind down. There's the whistle, and that's the end of the
will
game.
do it.
The Rams come out on top.
21-14, our final score here.
Michelle Westfall and myself,
That was
Dan Stevens. It was a
what
real
a
pleasure bringing you today's game.
what a surprise.
We'll see you next time for more NFL action on ESPN.
This is going to make it really interesting. So that'll lock up
Clark Dishman welcoming you to the ESPN
Chicago
Show. The Rams come away with a 7-point win over
and
the 49ers.
shoot, who's in the South that won? Is it Atlanta? I think it's Atlanta. Chicago and Atlanta will be your 1 and 2. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to shake out. But those will be your top 2 seeds, and then the 3 seed will be the winner of the NFC West. And then the 5 and 6 seeds will also be NFC West teams. We'll figure out who wins the NFC East, and that'll be your 4 seed. And we'll get everything set. So the Rams do what they need to do. We watched the Lions give themselves a chance, but they didn't get lucky enough to have the Rams lose and maybe sneak into the playoffs. Final week of the season looks like this. We watched the Giants defeat the Eagles 19-14. Raiders take out the Chiefs and end up ending their season with a 27-24 victory at home. Falcons over the Browns 23-20. The Steelers beat the Ravens 28-17. Panthers over the Saints 30-19. Bengals beat the Bills, ending their very long shot hopes of getting into the playoffs 33-23. Washington wins by 4, 10-6. New England over Miami 39-27 with some other results, namely that Bills game that's up 2. That pushes them into the playoffs, so a big win for them. The Lions dominate the Vikings, but they lose out on a playoff spot. They win 23-10, picking off Aaron Brooks 5 times en route to that victory. Texans win by 2, 15-13. That ends the Titans season. The Jaguars take out the Colts 19-3. Broncos beat the Cardinals by 1, and that propels them to an AFC West championship 21-20. The Jets beat the Packers as expected 20-6. The Packers were god-awful. Rip my heart. And the Seahawks 20-19 winners over the Chargers. Buccaneers beat the Bears 20-16. I wonder if the Bears maybe just rested their players. I guess 30K now, expecting 45 for the World Cup. Wow. I mean, either way, it's a 15K expansion. That's, whew. And then the Rams, last but not least, on a Monday night, defeat the 49ers 21-14. So let's go. We'll go back. We'll get you team standings. We'll take a look at the AFC first because that's what I left it on. Seems they expanded when the Toronto CFL team moved in. Oh. The Argonauts, I want to say. The AFC, it looks like this. The Browns win the AFC North with a record of 12-4. The Bengals finish at 500 at 8-8. Steelers are 7-9. The Ravens 3-13. In the South, the Jaguars win the division at 12-4. The Colts are 11-5. The Titans 9-7. The Texans 5-11. The East has 2 teams at 10-6. The Jets and the Patriots. The Bills finish 500 at 8-8, or at 500 with 8-8. Dolphins 6-10. They finish in last. The AFC West was a disaster. I don't really even want to talk about it, but we're going to because we have to. I like the way this worked out. I will be honest, numbers wise, I like the way it worked out. Broncos 7-9, Chiefs 6-10, Raiders 5-11, Chargers 4-12. Gross. Gross. The Bears win the NFC North at 12-4. The Lions finish at 9-7, but miss out on the playoffs. The Vikings are 7-9. They threw away everything they had in the last game. And the Packers, a heartbreaking 3-13. The Falcons win the South at 12-4. The Bucks and Panthers are at 8-8. The Saints at 6-10 in last place. The East has a tie atop with New York and Washington at 9-7. I don't know who's going to make it into the playoffs because it's just listed alphabetically. The Eagles are 6-10. And the Cowboys, and this is good for me because I hate Dallas, a delicious 3-13. The NFC West, was competitive all season long. The 49ers are 11-5, as are the Cardinals. The Rams are 10-6, and the Seahawks are 9-7. All 4 teams over 500. The AFC North did that this year, which was the first time in like half a century or something. It was ridiculous how long it had been since teams finished, an entire division finished 500 or above, because that's just so incredibly rare. And that was with multiple backup quarterbacks too. So, Bears, Falcons, those are your 1 and 2s. Not exactly sure how that's going to shake out. 49ers or Cardinals, again, not sure how that's going to shake out because we don't have the full stats and information. Again, it's listed alphabetically. One of them will be your 3, the other will be your 5. The Rams are your 6, and then New York or Washington will be your 4 in the NFC. On the AFC side of things, I think the Browns are going to be number 1 because they should hold the head-to-head victories over the Jaguars and the Colts. The Colts obviously not in contention for this, but we watched Cleveland beat both of those teams. So they should be the 1 with the Jacksonville Jaguars being the 2. The Colts are going to be the 5. The Broncos are the 4, and then the Jets will be the 3, or the Patriots will be the 3, and then the opposite team will be the 6. So we'll see how that all shakes out right now. So we'll advance. Start playoffs. Start playoffs now, yes. Though the tree? Ah, perfect. So we have Denver and Indianapolis. New England and New York. Oh, cool. I didn't think about the fact that they would like play each other. It would just be who's at home. Okay, so we have a divisional matchup on the AFC wildcard. On the NFC side, we have Washington. Oh, New York, even though they won, they did not win. They didn't win the division. Wow. Arizona is the 5 because they are on the road taking on St. Louis. No, that's not right. What is happening here? Who's the home team? Why is this so poor? Oh, the home team's at up top? Los, okay. So Denver, yeah, Denver. New England wins the AFC East. Gotcha. Indianapolis and the Jets, the wild card teams. Okay. All right. I understand it. I see it. Washington's the home team. Arizona wins the AFC West. St. Louis is your 6 seed. San Francisco is your 5 seed. Atlanta, Chicago, Cleveland, and Jacksonville. I'm guessing the top is the top 6-4. No, 5-4, 6-3. That doesn't make any sense. Why didn't they just put the numbers here? Help me out, game. Help me out. Goodness gracious. All right. We will save on our PS2 memory card because that is what we do here. And we will bid you farewell. Thank you for watching this installment of Random Rosters. I'll be back next Tuesday on youtube.com/SeannosaurusRex or next Saturday on twitch.tv/SeannosaurusRex for more random rosters if you'd like to see and follow through the rest of the season. We'll be doing 4 games per video for the rest of the run, as you, I'm sure, well know. We'll do the wildcard round next week, then we'll do all 4 divisional games, and then we will wrap it up with the championship games, the Super Bowl, and the Pro Bowl. So if you'd like to join, be sure to subscribe right over here. You'll be notified when I post new videos. You can watch more random rosters right here. I play baseball up here and a bunch of other stuff. So subscribe if that sounds like fun. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next week for more NFL action right here on youtube.com/SeannosaurusRex. Good night, good sports, and go your favorite team. Unless it's Dallas, they can suck it.